Chapter 1298. Tianji talked for a while, but at this moment, in the chess room, Emperor West's projection smiled and said nothing. Fong Ping glanced at Emperor West's projection, frowning slightly. It was somewhat similar to the phantom of the Beast Emperor, but of course, it wasn't exactly the same. The Beast Emperor's projection was made by Fong Ping. It did not exist before. However, the West Emperor's projection had always been here. Emperor, she was sitting with a chessboard in front of him. Fong Ping stared at the chessboard and felt a headache coming on. Ancient chess was different from modern chess. Even if it looked like Go, it was not. Fong Ping actually did not know how to play this kind of chess. Of course, he wasn't completely clueless. Heavenly King Garrison seemed to know how to do it. He seemed to have done it with Old Zhang before. Old Zhang should know how to do it. Fong Ping had seen it once, but he did not have much of an impression. Fong Ping tilted his head to look at Celestial Pole. Heaven's limit avoided him. When the distance between them was more than 5 meters, he said, "It's just a game of chess. If I win, I should be able to leave. This king has already played for a while, but has yet to win." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. "Haven't you been studying it for 8,000 years? You think you can't beat this fake emperor, she?" Heaven's fate was embarrassed. "I've been here for 8,000 years. Father has been here for tens of thousands of years." Tianji felt wronged. Imperial Father didn't allow it, so there was nothing he could do. Fong Ping was not in a hurry to speak. He walked forward and suddenly stretched out his hand toward Emperor West's projection. Emperor West's projection smiled. His body swayed slightly, avoiding Fong Ping. He laughed and said, "Young friend, although I'm not a true emperor, I'm still a fragment of the emperor's life origin. Even if I'm not an emperor, this old man has lived for far longer than you, young friend. Young friend, are you overstepping your bounds?" As soon as he said that, before Fong Ping could react, Celestial Polarity was stunned. The next moment, Heaven's Pole threw a punch and said angrily, "You can talk? Are you conscious?" Mother of Astersker, he was furious. He had played so many games, but no matter what he said, the other party would only say, "Continue the game." He thought it was just a simple procedure, so he didn't pay much attention to it. Even if he scolded for a long time, the West Emperor didn't say anything when he eavesdropped. But now, Tianji was about to explode from anger. This projection could speak and say other things, but it actually ignored him. "This prince is your son. Is this how you treat your son?" Emperor Shi's projection swayed his body slightly and avoided him. He sighed and said, "It's unfilial for a son to rebel against his father. Misfortune befalls our family." The West Emperor shook his head and sighed. His son was going to attack him. How unfilial. However, Heaven's fate was choking with anger. He said angrily, "If you have a consciousness, why didn't you talk to me before?" Sigh. "In the end, this old man is just an essence, not my true body. I'm afraid that you won't be able to accept seeing my son." Heaven's fate was almost angered to death by the words of this projection. In any case, his current mood was incomparably gloomy. This old fellow was really annoying. The projection looked at Fong Ping again and smiled. "Your king, Fong Ping? My son has always said that Fong Ping, the king of man, is domineering and arrogant. I was thinking that since he is the king of man, how could he be unworthy of his position?" Tianji coughed dryly and said, "You said it yourself. What does it have to do with me?" "No way. This old fool who cheated his son. How could he speak like that? Don't you know how savage this guy is?" Now that the two of them had met here, if Fong Ping's pettiness flared up and he killed your son, who would send you off? A projection was just a projection. There was no father-son bond at all. Heaven's fate cursed in his heart. Fong Ping looked at him with a half-smile and Heaven's Fate smiled awkwardly. At this moment, the cat that Fong Ping was carrying suddenly jumped out of his hand and pounced at Emperor West. Under Fong Ping's slightly surprised gaze, the cat slapped him with its paw. Emperor West's projection was slightly obliterated, but it recovered in the blink of an eye. Slightly surprised, he chuckled and said, "Cat, I didn't do anything to you. Why did you attack me?" The cat jumped onto the chessboard and asked curiously, "Why didn't you get slapped to death?" "We met the old beast emperor before, and we slapped him to death 60 to 70 times. Then we ate him, ate a lot, and the taste was not bad. Why didn't you get slapped into a meatball?" Emperor West's projection was stunned for a moment. The corner of Heaven's Fate's mouth twitched. "I told you, Fong Ping is an incomparably savage guy. This guy has actually killed the beast emperor countless times. Old fellow, do you believe what your son said now? Look, he's ready to slap you to death and eat you." Emperor West's projection could not help but laugh. He chuckled and said, "It's different. There are many checkpoints here, and each checkpoint is different." Fong Ping interrupted. "If that's the case, Senior actually knows that there are other checkpoints." Emperor West looked around, looked at the walls, and sighed. "I know, a cage. It's just a cage for us. Although we are not true emperors, we have some consciousness after so many years. This place is a cage that imprisons us. Some people are strong and determined. When they walk out of the cage, they can appreciate the scenery of this illusory world. As for me, I can only be trapped here, unable to leave. Day after day, year after year, when someone comes, we play a game of chess. Unfortunately, after countless years, those who came here, besides the two of you, there are only 3 people." Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. Heaven's Fate was also surprised. 3 people? You said that there were 3 people who came before us. That's right. Who is it? I can't tell you. Emperor West's projection shook his head. In the next second, Fong Ping threw a punch. There was a rumble. The projection blurred a lot. Heaven's Fate looked at Fong Ping, a little speechless. "Why did you hit him for no reason?" No matter what, he was still his old man. Although it was not his real body, it did not feel too comfortable to look at. Fong Ping laughed. "Senior, just tell us. What secrets are you guarding? This is like a cage. You're an emperor, after all. Do you still have to abide by some rules now? Is it necessary? Just based on this, I think you're the weakest among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors." Emperor West's projection looked at him, smiling without saying a word. Fong Ping laughed. "It's true. I went to Heavenly Emperor Zhan's place before. Heavenly Emperor Zhan personally entertained me and gave me a lot of live fish. He also said that this world is a living world. It's real and fake. I can't tell if it's real or not. However, as a top powerhouse of the 3 realms, he was unwilling. Even a projection can't become someone else's chess piece." As Fong Ping said that, many live fish appeared in his hand. Then he laughed again. "He also taught me the most suitable combat technique for me, allowing my combat strength to improve greatly." Right. Fong Ping's fist was like a mountain. He threw another punch with an extremely strong explosive force. Emperor West's projection sensed it and frowned slightly. Fong Ping laughed. "In my opinion, a true top powerhouse will never be willing to become someone else's prisoner, someone else's chess piece. Even if it's just a life origin, it actually represents some people's true intentions. I didn't expect you to be so timid. Senior, no wonder Heaven's Fate is like this too. You're indeed a father and son." Heaven's Fate's expression did not look too good. What did he mean? Emperor West's projection glanced at him and chuckled. "Young friend, you mean say whatever you want, do whatever you want. Your real body is not dead yet. You're so scared of a life origin. Are you afraid that you won't be able to take over after you die? With your guts, if the real Emperor West is here, do you have the ability to take over? Fong Ping shook his head. Just say it. You have to keep me in suspense. What, 3 or 4? Do you want me to guess? I don't have the energy and time to guess. If you can say it, then say it. If you can't, then don't mention it. You're so secretive. Emperor, I'm sorry, I'm a straightforward person. Anyway, I don't really like you. A smile appeared on Emperor West's projection's face. Young friend, you're domineering. The 3 realms have produced another hero. Jean is indeed more straightforward than this old man. He saw the life small fish and felt Fong Ping's combat technique. He had to admit that he still believed what Fong Ping said. If Jean did not personally give these, where would Fong Ping get them? Emperor West's projection laughed. If you want to know, you can. Beat this old man. If you win, I'll tell you. Fong Ping sat opposite the chessboard and glanced at the black and white chess pieces. Emperor West held the black chess pieces, and he held the white chess pieces. At this moment, Heaven's fate came over. He did not approach Fong Ping. He glanced at the chessboard that had returned to its original state and said gloomily, Fong Ping, this guy, he's your father. Fong Ping said faintly, on the opposite side. Emperor West's projection also smiled faintly. My son, the King of Man knows etiquette better than you. Heaven's fate said gloomily, who hit your head just now? Don't you remember? More etiquette than me. Who hit your head until it became illusory? Don't you remember? Also, who's your son? You're not the real one. He won't recognize you as his father. Emperor West's projection was not surprised. He laughed. King of Man, do you want to go first or this old man? Don't rush. Fong Ping laughed. I don't know how to play. Why don't you tell me the rules first? Heaven's fate answered, simple. One side is black and one side is white. The winner is after the 9 chess combo. Fong Ping was stunned. 9 chess combo? Yes, it's 9 chess combo. Fong Ping could not help but laugh. I thought it was go. You guys play 5 in a row with me. No, 9 in a row. He laughed. He did not care about it the last time. Why did ancient powerhouses play 5 in a row? How childish. However, 9 in a row seemed quite difficult. 5 in a row was easy, but 9 in a row was much more difficult. The Heaven's fate glanced at him. You're very confident, aren't you? I've played hundreds of games, and I've never won. If you're so awesome, why don't you try winning one game? Fong Ping laughed. What else? Are there any other rules? No, you're free to play. Whoever plays 9 in a row first wins. Fong Ping looked at Emperor West's projection opposite him and laughed. Is it like this? Emperor West's projection nodded slightly and smiled. Exactly. This is too easy. Fong Ping was helpless. Then I'll go first. What do you think, Senior? Sure. Fong Ping was too lazy to talk nonsense. He shook his head. This is too childish. It's a sure win game. Boring. As he said that, Fong Ping placed 9 stones in one go under Heaven's fate's dazed gaze. He yawned and said, You didn't say that this is against the rules. I'll go first. 9 stones in one go. I win. Fong Ping laughed. It's too easy. I thought this round wouldn't be easy. I didn't expect it to be so easy. If you said how many stones I took from you, that would be troublesome. 9 in a row will do. You're underestimating me. This doesn't count. Before Heaven's fate finished speaking, Fong Ping glanced at him and said with a faint smile, Heaven's fate, this isn't up to you. You said the rules, and Senior Emperor West has no objections. If that's the case, Then I've won within the rules. What can't be counted? You didn't set the rules yourself. Do you want me to foot the bill? The emperor's origin is essentially an emperor. You can't even afford to lose. Emperor West's projection sighed and laughed. I've underestimated you. Young friend, you've won. However, I'm only saying that if you win, I'll tell you who the three people are. If you want to leave this place, you'll have to play another round. This is the rule. Emperor West's projection laughed. Do you agree with the rule I mentioned just now? Fong Ping said nonchalantly, Sure, I don't care. It's too easy to win. I've just arrived, and I'm not willing to leave. You can't play 9 stones in one go next. Emperor West's projection added. He glanced at Fong Ping and added, You can only play 1 stone at a time. He added, afraid that Fong Ping would play 10 or 20 stones again. Fong Ping nodded. No problem. We can play a few more rounds. You give me some benefits if I win once. Then do as you please. I don't mind. As he said that, Fong Ping laughed. Senior, why don't you tell me who the 3 people are first? He guessed unquestionable Jian and guessed that there might be Jiang Hao. Whether the last person was the Thunder King, he was not too sure. Emperor West chuckled. The first person. When we talked back then, I heard him say that he came from the blessed Grotto Heaven. When I appeared here, there was no such thing as the blessed Grotto Heaven in my memory. I also learned about some things about the outside world from him. Unquestionable Jian. You guys should know him too. Emperor West's projection was not too surprised. He laughed. He's such an amazing person. After he goes out, his name will definitely shake the 3 realms. Oh, right. Has he broken 8 or 9? Fong Ping smiled and said nothing. Beside him, Celestial Pole rolled his eyes. Old man, your eyesight is bad. That person is dead. He died not long ago. Dead. Emperor West's projection was a little surprised. Then he said with some disappointment, That's true. Actually, I sensed it before. When the 3rd person came, I thought he was that person's descendant. Now that I think about it, he shouldn't be. Fong Ping knew who the 3rd person was. Emperor West's projection sighed. In the past, when unquestionable Jian came, he was full of hatred and determined to take revenge. But he didn't let his hatred get to his head and was shocked for a moment. I sensed that he might have broken through all the levels. Maybe he entered the levels. Of course, I didn't leave this place. Whether he really broke through the fog, I don't know either. In the game that year, I lost wholeheartedly. At that time, he was only at the true god level. Speaking of unquestionable Jian, Emperor West's projection shook his head too. He had high hopes for that young man. Although he came with hatred, he had to admit that he was really a genius. He had thought that person could go very, very far in the end. Fong Ping sneered. You're crying crocodile tears. Isn't everything caused by you people? Beside him, the old cat patted him with his paw, somewhat innocently. Crying crocodile tears? Who said that? If this cat reared a mouse, and the mouse died, it would really be sad. Liar, nonsense. Fong Ping was speechless. Why did you still come to make trouble at a time like this? After knowing the 2 of them, Fong Ping laughed. I know who the 3rd person is. Jiang Hao. I guess he's the reincarnation of unquestionable Jian. I'm more curious. Who's the 2nd person to break through? Emperor West's projection frowned slightly. After a while, he said, Not a person. Celestial Pole was puzzled. Fong Ping suddenly laughed. It's that guy? The tree that the Emperor God planted? I'm a little curious. What's its purpose for coming here? Emperor West's projection looked at him in shock. Why did he feel that this young man knew everything? After all, that person, not many people knew him, right? Celestial Pole was stunned. He asked doubtfully, "What tree?" Emperor West's projection suddenly despised his son a little. He said in a low voice, "After so many years, you've only broken through 6. You know nothing about the 3 realms. Other than complaining, you can only complain." He despised his cheap son a little. Even if it was not his real body, he would still despise him. What the hell? He didn't know anything. He only knew how to roar and roar and roar incompetently. Celestial Pole's heart ached. "I am being despised by this old thing?" Celestial Pole gritted his teeth. He looked at Fong Ping abruptly and said in a muffled voice, "Kill this old thing. After all, he looks like my father. It's not convenient for me to kill him. You kill him." Fong Ping rolled his eyes. He could not be bothered to get involved in this father-son matter. "Senior, that tree, what's its strength? What's its name? Where is it now?" Emperor West's projection laughed. "It's called Dao Tree." "How arrogant." Celestial Pole narrowed his eyes and said in a low voice, "The tree planted by the Emperor God. I think I heard you mention it once. Back then, the Emperor God purposely opened up the 9 heavens passageway for this tree and planted this tree outside the 9 heavens, right?" "Yes." Emperor West laughed. "At least you still remember something useful." Celestial Pole snorted and said unhappily, "If you didn't leave suddenly without leaving a word, I wouldn't be like this. Look at Emperor Earth. His 2 sons, Hongyu and Hongkuan, were they stronger than me in the past? When he was at Heavenly King Hongkuan's realm, I was at Saint Realm, but I was 5,000 years younger than him. I was about to achieve Heavenly King Realm, but what happened in the end? In the end, the war came. What about me?" Celestial Pole said hatefully, "I don't know anything. I only saw Emperor West's palace falling. Helpless, I fell with Emperor West's palace. I was seriously injured and fell into a deep sleep for thousands of years. After I woke up, my father was gone. The heavenly realm was gone. My senior brothers were all dead. I was the only one left." Celestial Pole's expression was ferocious. "You have the nerve to say that I'm useless?" Emperor Earth's 2 sons, one with his projection avatar, dominated the 3 realms and established a dynasty for 3,000 years. The other carried Emperor Earth's instructions and legacy, established a divine sect, and dominated the 3 realms. Now, both of them have broken through 8, and I am waiting for your return alone in Emperor West's palace, because my father is missing. I don't know if he's alive or dead. I don't dare to leave Emperor West's palace. I'm afraid that the war in the outside world has not ended. I'm afraid that my father will return with serious injuries and not even a word of his last words." Celestial Pole snorted coldly. "Since young, you never told me anything. I had to guess and think about everything myself. I left whenever I wanted to. When have you ever cared about me?" Celestial Pole sneered. "Of course, so many years have passed. I've gotten over it a long time ago. You are only the father in my imagination. You're as great as a mountain, giving me hope and the belief to live on. But in reality, is that so? Wrong. You're not. You only know how to scold and criticize. You've never thought about why Celestial Pole is inferior to others. You always think that I'm inferior because I don't work hard. But do you know that among all the descendants of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, your son broke through to Saint Realm at the youngest age, 100 years earlier than Hongyu. However, Emperor Earth knows that Hongyu's talent is invincible in the 3 realms. What about you? You only know how to say that Hongkuan was already a heavenly king. Your son is actually not a heavenly king martial artist." Fong Ping looked at Celestial Pole in surprise. He was also a little surprised. This person was the youngest Saint Realm powerhouse. He should have broken through to Saint Realm after Hong Yu. According to what he said, he should be younger than Hong Yu. It was just that he was slightly later than Hong Yu. He was a genius. How did a genius end up like this? Emperor Earth's two sons, Emperor North's daughter, and Emperor Spirit's niece all seem to be doing better than this guy. Celestial Pole saw Fong Ping looking at him and smiled faintly. Why, King Man, do you also think that my talent is invincible? Why did I end up like this? Not really. Fong Ping shook his head. It's just SOSO. You should have been a few thousand years old since you broke through to Saint Realm. A few thousand years. I wonder if you could rank in the top 100 of the 3 realms. It's not surprising that you ended up like this. Celestial Pole, who was still smug just now, suddenly became dispirited. He did not want to speak anymore. Emperor West Projection also had mixed feelings at this moment. He shook his head and said, maybe I, or your father, was really too harsh on you. Emperor West did not say much about this. He continued the previous topic and said, that tree is the Tao tree. The Emperor God studied it for a very, very long time before he got the result. That tree has an extraordinary origin. Speaking of this, Emperor West's eyes brightened. That tree's seed has an extraordinary origin. It might be related to the seed of rebirth. The Emperor God left the 3 realms alone for 1,000 years before he returned and planted the Tao tree. The Tao tree also shocked the 3 realms. The Emperor God might be a little different from this tree. Fong Ping frowned. What's its strength, then? It was a long time ago when I saw it. At that time, Broken 7, Emperor West said, uncertainly, the Tao tree's chi dynamic is not obvious. After all, I'm just an origin. It's not my real body. My senses are not too obvious. Fong Ping said in a low voice, then the seed of rebirth that you mentioned, does it really exist? I always thought that the seed of rebirth was just a saying that some people use to deceive the 3 realms. Does it really exist? Emperor West said self-deprecatingly, I don't know. Even I have only seen a projection and a virtual image. It's not a real thing. Whether it really exists, who knows? Speaking of this, Emperor West said slowly, continue. I've told you what you wanted to ask. If you want to know more, then play chess with me. It's been so many years. I'm too lonely alone. The Celestial Pole is too boring. I follow the rules and don't know how to be flexible. I lose again and again. If you want to know more, then you have to win against me. Fong Ping nodded. I'll let you go first in this game. I, Fong Ping, have never been afraid of anyone in Gamoku. I'll win for sure. It's not a big deal. He said it calmly, extremely arrogant. Emperor West's projection burst out laughing. The Celestial Pole also curled its lips. Fong Ping's bragging ability was the best in the 3 realms. He had never been afraid of anyone, but to say that he was really good at chess, would the Celestial Pole believe it? P.S. 4 hours. Ask for monthly votes again. Chapter 1299. In the second round, Emperor West went first. Emperor West held a black piece and placed it in the middle board. Fong Ping placed a white piece, not caring what Emperor West would do. This time, Fong Ping did not cheat. Both of them placed their pieces one after another, extremely fast. It was difficult to win when 9 pieces formed a line. They needed to consider dozens of steps before taking a step, or even further. Heaven's Fate watched for a while, frowning slightly. If Fong Ping did not cheat, the probability of him winning against his father was not high. Sigh. Heaven's Fate suddenly reminded, softly, a little helpless. He looked at Fong Ping, speechless. He's already made 7 pieces. Why didn't you stop him? It's fine if you didn't stop him, but you placed a dead piece. Aren't you sending him to win? Fong Ping looked at him in surprise. Did he win? Soon. Emperor West looked at Fong Ping doubtfully. As a top-notch powerhouse with strong mentality, he could even deduce the arrangement of combat tactics. Not to mention this kind of game. Fong Ping had not played with him for long. How could he make a mistake? Emperor West hesitated for a moment, but still placed his piece. 8 pieces formed a line, no white pieces on either side. He was definitely going to win. At this moment, the area where Fong Ping had just placed his white piece was also an 8-piece line, but both sides were blocked. However, in the next moment, Heaven's fate was stunned. Bang! A white piece smashed a black piece that was blocking. Fong Ping said with a serious expression, "I won." The corner of Heaven's fate's mouth twitched. Emperor West also looked at Fong Ping. "You brought food?" Fong Ping said with a serious expression. "What's wrong?" "No one said I can't eat pieces. In my hometown, it's allowed. Even if you didn't say it, I thought it was allowed too. I win, right?" Emperor West was exhausted. Heaven's fate was also speechless. Again, playing chess with this guy Fong Ping was not a game of chess. It was a competition of words. If the rules were not complete, he would pretend that he did not say anything. Emperor West smiled helplessly, gave up, and sighed. "You win, but as a king of man, taking shortcuts again and again might not be a good thing." Fong Ping nodded, saying seriously whether it's a good thing or not. For example, I took a shortcut to cultivate martial arts and reached Broken 7 in 3 years. I always felt that there was a problem. Maybe it will happen in the future. Heaven's fate. Emperor West, the father and son duo had an indescribable feeling in their hearts. They had cultivated for 3 years. The celestial pole knew about it, but the West Emperor knew about it for the first time. At this moment, they had mixed feelings. What should I say? Taking shortcuts is not right. Breaking 7 in 3 years is wrong. 3 years. This old man slept for 300 years in the past. He would often go into seclusion, and 30 to 50 years had passed. You've been cultivating for 3 years. What's so amazing about that? Emperor West wanted to take a deep breath, but he held it back. He still maintained the smile of an emperor. "Little friend, what do you want?" Should he leave, or should he wait for some treasures before continuing? Let me remind you that if you continue and lose, you won't be able to leave. Then he added, "Also, if you want to play again, don't eat chess pieces, don't cover chess pieces, and don't place chess pieces consecutively." This time, he added a lot of terms. Fong Ping did not mind. He asked curiously, "What benefits do you have for me?" The Western Emperor smiled faintly and said, "There are some benefits. Of course, you might not care. However, every time you win a match, you can ask this old man a question. As long as this old man knows the answer, I will definitely tell you." "Boring." Fong Ping shook his head. 10 questions for a round. I'll continue playing with you. Or you can play with your son. He's a lousy chess player. Sooner or later, you'll die of anger. Little friend, this old man wants to play a few more rounds with you. How about 3 questions for a round? Sure. Fong Ping was easy to talk to. He smiled and said, "Oh, right, Senior, do you have the binding force of unity? If you do, you can give me some of this good stuff. The Beast Emperor had it before, but I killed it too many times. Seeing that the Shuraba was going to collapse if I killed it again, I stopped." "Little friend, you're really—" The Western Emperor smiled and shook his head, speechless. After a while, he said, "Little friend, don't think about destroying these checkpoints. It's useless. If you didn't stop before, you might have encountered some trouble." "What trouble?" "If you win me, I can tell you." Fong Ping smiled and nodded. who did not know how to play chess. The celestial pole looked at Fong Ping again, a little expectant. How could Fong Ping win this time? Yes, he felt that Fong Ping could win. This guy was too cunning. Although the old man was smart, that was only for gentlemen. Against villains, it might not work. Fong Ping was a real villain. He did not even care to hide it. This time, Fong Ping made his move. After he made his move, the Western Emperor was about to make his move when Fong Ping interrupted. "Senior, wait! Here comes the trouble. The celestial pole is looking forward to it. What are you going to do?" The Western Emperor looked at him with a smile. "What are you going to do now?" Fong Ping pulled the cat that was squatting by the chessboard over. "This cat is also one of the examinees this time. It should be one of us in the next round. Come, big cat, make your move. Use the white pieces." The cat looked confused and innocent, but it still started to make its move obediently. The Western Emperor's projection's cheeks were about to twitch. How could this work? "I make one move, and you and the cat make two moves? What kind of game was this?" "I admit defeat." The Western Emperor was straightforward and continued to add, "You and the cat. No, including the celestial pole. Each round can only be played by one person or one cat." The Western Emperor had seen through it. "This old man will continue to play with you. Let's see how many tricks you have. Every time you come, I'll block it. I'll block it until there are no more loopholes for you to play." However, at this moment, the celestial pole suddenly felt some sympathy. Not for his father, not for Fong Ping, but for the latecomers. There were loopholes in this round. However, if Fong Ping blocked all the loopholes, what would happen if the latecomers came? Unquestionable sword. And the others were still considered gentlemen. They really relied on time, energy, and calculation. The few of them played against the Western Emperor. The shortest was about a year, and the longer ones spent hundreds of years. They only won once and broke out of the closed-door round. If that was the case, the celestial pole's side. The latecomers should just play chess with his father honestly, waste time, and see if they could seize the opportunity to win once. At this moment, he had already forgotten himself. He did not actually win. When Fong Ping was done playing, even if he wanted to break out of the round, the chances were slim. Fong Ping did not care about this. He asked with a smile, "Senior, I'll ask 3 questions first." "Ask. You said that there would be trouble after breaking the round. What kind of trouble is it?" The Western Emperor muttered, "Although no one has tried it before, the round is a test. The test is the goal, not destruction. If it's really destroyed, there might be some abnormalities in this place, including collapse, disappearance of the void. Someone might even make a move. Some people in the void. Although they're just illusory existences, their strength won't be too weak. Breaking through 8 and 9 might not be advantageous." Fong Ping's expression was solemn. This place was still quite dangerous. Secondly, who forged the path after the Gate of Void? As soon as he said that, the Western Emperor's expression changed. The celestial pole was at a loss. What did he mean? At this moment, the Western Emperor's projection was really surprised. He kept staring at Fong Ping, saying solemnly, "You haven't broken through 8. Even if you did, you might not be able to see some of the truth. Everything, is more than I thought. I have some deductions about this matter, but even I am not sure. I don't know if my original body knows more. I'm just a fragment of the origin. I've intercepted a part of the origin's memory. It doesn't mean I know everything about the Western Emperor. Even so, the fact that you can know so much is beyond my imagination." He was really surprised. Fong Ping's second question was beyond his expectations. Fong Ping smiled. Senior can just answer directly, as he said that. He looked at the celestial pole and smiled. Celestial pole, it's better if you don't know about these things. Just cover your ears. Before the celestial pole could speak, the Western Emperor said, "You've sealed off your six senses. You're weak. It's not a good thing to know too much." The celestial pole was a little unwilling. He snorted and sealed off his six senses. "I'm not going to listen anymore." Seeing this, the Western Emperor said, "After the gate of void is the Tao. Or rather, there was no gate of void in the beginning. The gate of void was originally proposed by a few sovereigns and the Supreme Emperor. It was prepared to give the heavenly kings a chance to become sovereigns without directly becoming sovereigns in one step." The Western Emperor said slowly, in the past, the martial artists who achieved Tao and became sovereigns almost all killed a top-notch beginner powerhouse at the last moment. Fong Ping nodded. The Western Emperor said self-deprecatingly, "Do you know why they were killed? To accumulate momentum? Not really." The Western Emperor sighed. "Accumulating momentum is only one point. The other point is that there's still a huge gap between Peak Breakthrough 8 and sovereigns. We lack some things. In desperation, we can only make this choice: killing a beginner powerhouse and taking their vitality, or spiritual consciousness. The beginner powerhouses who were killed were all Peak Breakthrough 8. They were not weaker than us. This is fighting with our lives. Victory or defeat depends on fate. We succeeded. We killed a powerhouse. Even if we didn't kill him, we took away all of his essence, chi, and spirit to enrich ourselves. With the accumulation of 2 Peak Breakthrough 8 martial artists, we'll break through to the Emperor path. That's a process of crossing over. Even so, it's very dangerous. It doesn't mean we'll definitely succeed. In the past, there were more than 9 of us martial artists who reached this stage. Some people failed." The Western Emperor said softly, "Back then, for this matter, we actually hesitated and hesitated. This is the devil path, killing a beginner powerhouse to achieve ourselves. This is the devil path." But at that time, the myriad Tao's battle had already reached its peak. Both sides were also like fire and water. In the end, we still chose to walk this path and reach the sky in one step. And the appearance of the Gate of Void was actually to give some buffer time to Peak Breakthrough 8 martial artists to help them forge more powerful. The Western Emperor explained the original intention of everything was good. Peak Breakthrough 8, Peak Breakthrough 3, and Peak Breakthrough 3. These people absorbed a lot of essence, chi, and spirit. They could have a stronger foundation and help them break through to a higher realm. There's no need to kill a beginner powerhouse to achieve themselves. The original intention was good, but in the end, the Western Emperor sighed. In the end, there seemed to be some unforeseen events that caused the path between the Gate of Void and the Gate of Reality to break. There were some problems with the origin path. In the beginning, we thought it was an accident, because the origin path has already returned to 1. If there's a problem with the path, this represents an extremely serious problem. What? The path is broken. The Western Emperor sighed. The Emperor path is broken. Previously, although it was difficult to walk, it didn't break. That time, we realized that it seemed to be broken. Fong Ping's expression changed. The Western Emperor smiled bitterly and said helplessly, "We were also very surprised. But at this time, the Divine Emperor said that we could try to forge a fake path to repair this broken path." Later, the Divine Emperor said that the path of returning to 1 is difficult to walk. If that's the case, then we can try to build 3 fake paths to meet the needs of different martial artists, similar to the venerable emperors of the extreme path. 3 paths? Fong Ping was surprised. What about the energy path? Back then, there weren't many martial artists who walked the energy path, so we didn't consider this problem at that time. Fong Ping nodded. So these 3 paths were built successfully? Yes, we spent a huge price to connect the three fake paths from the source behind the gate of reality, which is also the energy source of the gate of void. The energy behind the gate of void also comes from behind the gate of reality. The fake path also leads to the source behind the gate. In fact, if that's the case, this is actually a good thing. Connecting the path is a monstrous achievement. The Western Emperor said with some pride. At that time, those of us who participated, who wouldn't be proud? The path was broken. And those of us who helped to repair it silently, repairing the fake path, so that the future martial artists could walk on the Emperor's path, instead of having no way to go. Fang Ping nodded. This was indeed a great achievement. It could be said that the original intention of the fake path was somewhat similar to the legendary Niuwa patching up the sky. These powerhouses had silently repaired the broken Great Tao of the origin. This was an incomparably huge contribution. However, Fang Ping knew that there would be a follow-up. Otherwise, there would be no Wang Ruobing. As expected, Emperor West sighed. But who knew? Some unforeseen events happened later. Emperor West frowned. When the fake path was first built, no one had broken 8. But later, it seemed like Heavenly King was about to break through the gate of void. It was also at this time that we discovered some problems. Fang Ping's gaze was a little strange. At that time, Heavenly King Suppressing was already preparing to break through the gate of void. This old fellow was really a bit of a dog. He even lied to himself and said that he only broke 8 after the heavenly realm was shattered. Of course, it might be true. After all, according to Emperor West, there seemed to be a problem when he was breaking through. Emperor West thought for a while and said, "Actually, this old and useless one doesn't know much. I only know that when he broke 8 after the gate of void was broken, the end was not in front of the gate that we imagined. What was the purpose of building the Sanjiao gate? It was to let martial artists have a buffer, so that they would not step into the source and encounter great danger. But that time, there was an accident. When Heavenly King broke the gate of void, there was a huge change. The fake path seemed to run directly through the source, not in front of the gate that we imagined. Emperor West frowned. That time, Heavenly King failed. Actually, it was also us who secretly stopped him, forcefully sealing his gate and not letting him continue to break. However, the problem is still very serious. Where does the fake path lead to? How did the fake path that was originally built under the gate directly connect to the source? Did some big problems occur in the process of building the fake path? Fang Ping listened carefully. After a while, Emperor West did not utter a word. Fang Ping asked hurriedly, "What happened after that?" Emperor West looked at him. After a while, he said slowly, "This old and useless one's memory ends here. It's gone." Fang Ping was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Without another word, he swung his fist and punched. "I listened to you for so long, not for the process, but for the result. In the end, you told me that it was a eunuch. Don't you know that eunuchs will be beaten to death?" Emperor West was also helpless. "I really don't know. After all, this old and useless one is only a memory fragment, not a complete memory. How it was resolved after that, this old and useless one doesn't know. The only thing I know is that this fake path behind the gate of void has indeed gone wrong. It might have been tampered with, and the person who did it shouldn't be this old and useless one. After all, this old and useless one still knows what happened before." Fang Ping snorted. "You removed yourself from the picture. In that case, the person who did it might be someone else. Do you have a suspect?" Emperor West laughed. "They are all emperors. What you suspect might not be true. Don't be fooled by some false appearances. So, even if this old and useless one has a guess, it will only be my guess. I won't tell you and let you be affected." "Humph," Fang Ping said impatiently. "These are only 2 questions. The third question, the reason for the outbreak of the Heavenly Realm War, the specifics. I don't know. This old and useless one doesn't have this memory either. Then tell me about the one who created the source. There are too many. What do you want to know? Don't ask in general. This old and useless one can answer your question. Fong Ping said lightly, is he alive or dead? An immortal existence. Emperor West's answer was simple. He won't die unless the source is completely destroyed. Where is he now? I've already answered all three questions. Emperor West refused to answer. He laughed and said, young friend, this old and useless one has already told you what you want to know. If you want to leave, you'll have to win at least 2 rounds if you want to leave with Azure Cat. If you want to leave with Celestial Polarity, you'll need at least 3 rounds. Do you really believe that you can still win 3 rounds? Fong Ping said in surprise, why would I bring Celestial Polarity? He's your son, not mine. At most, I'll bring Azure Cat with me. What's the use of bringing him? Emperor West laughed. If you don't bring him with you, you might not be able to make it to the last round. The last round doesn't require the strength of one person, although this old and useless one doesn't know the specific process of the test, but it's better to have more people. In the past, Unquestionable Sword might not have really broken through the last round. Before the Tao Tree came to me, it had also broken through many rounds. However, until now, it still hasn't broken through the last round. It's obvious how difficult it is. And now, all of you people have entered this place one after another. I'm afraid it's not just one person. Maybe someone discovered the mystery within and gathered the geniuses and elites of the 3 realms to break through the last round together. The Tao Tree. Fong Ping suddenly had an answer. He sneered. What a grand scheme. It's done by the people under the Emperor God's tutelage. This time, it was Yi who came here. In that case, they're actually in cahoots. The purpose is to break through the last round, right? Probably. Fong Ping frowned. But the others have broken through so many rounds. The possibility of reaching the last round isn't high, right? He felt that the hope was very slim. Emperor West chuckled. The last round doesn't mean that one has to be the last to reach it. What do you mean? It's also random? Fong Ping was puzzled. Emperor West said slowly, it's not random. It's the last round. Logically speaking, one has to be the last to break through. However, Emperor West looked toward the roof and the outside that could not be seen. He murmured, the Tao Tree might have already found some tricks. It has already secretly linked up the rounds that it has broken through. Once someone has broken through each round, there will be some gaps. It might be able to summon the people in each round to the last round. Fong Ping looked at him and smiled faintly. You seem to know a lot. Why are you telling me this? Because I don't want the Emperor God to succeed. Emperor West said softly. The Emperor God might be one of the masterminds behind the fake Tao. The Emperor God wants too much and is too mysterious. He even wants to surpass that person and become the true Supreme One. He created the Tao Tree. He took Zhan as his disciple. He has done many, many things. He will never tell us what he has done. He is the first emperor who has proven his Tao. He is too mysterious. Emperor West looked at the celestial pole and sighed. If the Emperor God really has some conspiracy, our real bodies might have been restrained long ago. There is no emperor in the 3 realms now. Perhaps this is the outcome that the Emperor God wants. We have fallen, but the celestial pole has not. He thinks that Emperor West does not love him, but how would he know that Emperor West might not be like what he thinks, not caring and not asking? He was Emperor West, but he was not. The celestial pole was his son, but it could also be said that he was not. At this moment, Emperor West's projection glanced at the celestial pole with a complicated look. Fang Ping saw this and laughed. So, you want me to protect the celestial pole? What do you think, little friend? Nothing, you haven't given enough benefits. Emperor West laughed and thought for a while. The celestial pole said that the West Palace is still there. Since the West Palace is still there, then some things that I left behind may still be there. This child may not have found out. Otherwise, he would not be so miserable. What? A divine weapon, a jade bone divine pill. Jade bone divine pill? Yes, I have entered the world behind the door once in the past. Behind the gate of life, I seized some jade liquid of life and asked the Emperor God to refine 3 divine pills. One of them was given to the Emperor God, one was given to the earthly emperor, and one was kept for myself. I was going to give it to the celestial pole when he reached the heavenly king realm. Is the effect good? Very good. The celestial pole said that Hongkuan breaking the 8 should be related to this thing. Fang Ping's eyes were bright, looking at the celestial pole. This idiot was still sealing his 6 senses. Fang Ping chuckled. Okay, no problem. I will protect the celestial pole. Isn't that saving his life? Give it to me. It's in the West Palace. You can get it yourself. Having said that, Emperor West laughed again. But I will not give in chess. This is also the rule. If you want to continue to the next round, you have to win 3 games. It's easy. Fang Ping was carefree. He did not care at all. What was this? Just winning 3 games. Soon, Fang Ping and Emperor West started the 3rd game. As for the celestial pole, he did not seal his 6 senses anymore. He wanted to see how Fang Ping would win this time. After Emperor West added a series of preconditions, it was indeed difficult for Fang Ping to win, but it was not a problem for Fang Ping. The 3rd game began. This game was still going well at the beginning, but soon Emperor West had a headache. His stones were too few. The cat bit off a black stone as if it was not intentional. Fang Ping did not seem to see it. Emperor West smiled bitterly. This counts as an outsider participating, right? Fang Ping laughed. How can this count? The cat did not place a stone. It accidentally ate a stone. I did not eat it with a stone. Senior did not say that this can't be done. Emperor West was speechless. I admit defeat this game. He added another condition. This time, he chased the cat away directly, not letting it cause trouble here. The cat was very innocent. It did not like to eat it. The liar asked it to do it. Okay? This time, Fang Ping did not ask questions. He would talk after winning 3 games. The 4th game, Emperor West could not help but sigh. Why did my black stones turn white? Senior did not say that I can't change color. Emperor West could not stand it anymore. The celestial pole was also looking at Fang Ping in a different light. He had refreshed the lower limit. A shameless person was indeed extraordinary. He had won 4 games in a row. This fake father of his was being abused miserably. The 5th game, Emperor West looked at Fang Ping with a burning gaze. Continue. Let's see what you do this time. He had already added countless conditions. You steal the stones, regret the stones, change color. None of these were allowed. He wanted to see what other ways he could come up with. Under Emperor West's somewhat dazed gaze, Fang Ping stretched out his hand. His fingers were like a pen, and he drew many squares on a grid on the chessboard. Fang Ping placed a stone in the drawn grid and said calmly, Senior did not say that the chessboard cannot be changed. Since he did not say so, then I've won. Emperor West was exhausted. He felt that he would never want to play chess again in this life. He suspected that if he continued to play, this kid could still win. When faced with a shameless person with a lot of tricks, no matter how perfect the rules were, there would still be loopholes that he could exploit. This game of chess was meaningless. At this moment, Fong Ping had won 5 games in a row. Just when Fong Ping wanted to continue, Emperor West suddenly said, "There are outsiders coming. I'll send you out. You can go to the next stage." Without giving Fong Ping a chance to speak, a strange force swept over. Fong Ping, the cat, and the celestial pole were all swept away, disappearing from the chess room in the blink of an eye. "No, I'm not done yet," Fong Ping's faint voice was heard. In the next moment, a figure appeared. Emperor Kun frowned slightly and murmured, "Fong Ping." After saying that, he saw Emperor West too, the serious Emperor of the West. Emperor West was still quite dignified at this moment. When he saw Emperor Kun, he said lightly, 9 consecutive chess games. The winner will clear the stage. The loser will continue. After saying that, he said lightly, "The rules are as follows. No continuous placing of stones, no stealing stones, no eating stones, no changing of the chessboard." Emperor Kun was dumbfounded. "I didn't plan to do that. How can I do that? I don't know. Also, this rule, why does it sound a little awkward?" Very soon, he suddenly thought of something. Emperor Kun's expression changed slightly, the corner of his mouth twitching. Uncle West met that shameless villain Fong Ping. Emperor West said nothing. However, Emperor Kun understood. With a face full of sympathy, he said helplessly, "No wonder. This shameless kid has a lot of tricks up his sleeves. He's thick-skinned and black-hearted. No wonder Uncle West deliberately added the rules." Sigh. It was a pity. Emperor Kun felt that he was too kind. It turned out that it could be done this way. If he had known earlier, he would have cleared the stage easily. Unlike now, Emperor West seemed to be stimulated. His chess was steady and accurate. After playing dozens of games consecutively, Emperor Kun's head was about to explode. Every time, he was quickly defeated by Emperor West. He could not play anymore. Emperor West did not go easy on him at all. How many games had Fong Ping won against Emperor West? P.S. 7,000 chapters, asking for monthly votes. Chapter 1300, Old Rules. Thank you, brothers, for your support this month. His mood was still pretty good. He had already taken first place in the monthly votes rankings, but the best-selling rankings still hadn't budged. Gao Wu also had more than 7,100,000 words, and there were 540,000 new words this month. I'm finishing up. I mentioned last time that it would be around September, but I don't think I'll be able to write it until October. During the finishing period, I've added some narratives and filled in some of the holes from before. Don't feel bored, everyone. In short, thank you, everyone. You've really allowed me, Old Eagle, to be glorious all the way to the end. Thank you, everyone. Continue to work hard next month. Also, after 12 p.m., brothers, vote for some guaranteed monthly votes. We'll fight for 3 out of 5. Let's see if we can get first place for free. Cough, cough. First place for a few days is fine, too. Good night, brothers. Time to sleep. Global High Martial Arts will end in July. Thank you, everyone. Currently typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 1301. Damn it, I'm not done yet. While King Kun was suffering, Fong Ping was cursing in the streets. Emperor, she had gone too far. I can still continue to win. Right now, there are still many things I want to know that I haven't asked. Also, there are some benefits that I haven't gotten yet. This is too much. The old man Western Emperor was too much. The cat shook its head and cooperated. Heaven's Fate, who was also teleported away, sighed inwardly when he heard the man and cat's words. Why was there a need to be so ruthless? Look at that fake father of hers. He's about to break down. Let him live for a few more days. Celestial Pole seriously suspected that this place wouldn't be able to exist for much longer. Perhaps, this time, it would be demolished. If he dismantled it, the illusion would be gone, and his father's memories would also disappear. Can't you let people live for a few more days? Celestial Pole did not speak. He opened his eyes quickly. He was not as open-minded as Fong Ping. This place was extremely dangerous. They could encounter other strong enemies at any time. Fong Ping, on the other hand, did not observe his surroundings the moment he came out, but cursed instead. Was he not afraid of being ambushed? Fong Ping was not too afraid. Big Cat's mentality was very strong. If someone really wanted to attack, Big Cat would have sensed it long ago. Since this cat could curse along with them, it was obvious that it was not in danger. Moo. Fong Ping was just about to observe his surroundings when a cow's cry rang out. A gigantic palace appeared before Fong Ping's eyes. Outside of the palace, an old green ox roared as if it had just seen a cat. The cat also craned its neck to take a look, and when it did, it said curiously, "Cow, old ox." Liar. It's old cow, little cow's ancestor. Water power. Fong Ping saw it too. He shook his head quickly. A projection of water power? Water can also be projected? Moo. The cow moaned again. Outside the palace, the water buffalo roared again. It still looked at the green cat with some fear and anger. The cat could not be bothered with it, and muttered, "I'm too lazy to eat an overlord-level cow." If this projection was as strong as before, it would only have the strength of an emperor. The emperor-level projection cow didn't even have the taste of beef, so how could a cat eat it? Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. Obviously, this bull still remembered the old cat. The old cat and the heavenly hound used to have their eyes on the hydraulic power. In that case, this place was Emperor Nan's territory. Fong Ping did not know much about Emperor Nan. He only knew that Shui Li was Emperor Nan's mount, and Emperor Nan did not have any descendants. It seemed like he had never appeared before, but the chief Yin Fei had appeared before. Emperor Nan's territory. Behind him, the celestial pole took a glance and said, "Emperor Nan's checkpoint is better than my father's. My father's checkpoint is just a small chess room, but this one is like the Guyuan Hall in Emperor Nan's palace. I wonder if Emperor Nan's projection is around. You know him?" Fong Ping asked. Without waiting for the celestial pole to reply, the old cat said loudly, "I've been here before. The place where Emperor Nan entertains guests will sometimes put some delicious food." Fong Ping nodded. "Then let's go in and take a look." Just as he was speaking, someone suddenly roared in the hall, "Stupid cow, what are you shouting for? If you shout again, I'll kill you." As soon as he said this, someone else said in a deep voice, "Chaotic Heavenly King, the water element did not offend the Heavenly King. Why do you keep insulting the water element?" Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. In the next moment, two people walked out of the hall. Water of chaos. Yes, water power. True water. Fong Ping looked at the water buffalo at the door, then at the true water element, and could not help but laugh. There were so many accidents in this damn place. The old cat met the fake old cat, and the water element met the fake water element. It was interesting. The water element also saw Fong Ping at this moment, seeing him staring at him. Then at the water buffalo, he felt a little helpless, but soon he was stunned. Fong Ping? At this moment, Fong Ping simply returned to his original appearance, too lazy to transform again. The water element did not pay attention at first, but now he was suddenly in a trance and said in shock, "You came—" Fong Ping smiled. "I came to take a look. The three realms are bustling. How can I not watch? Didn't I just come in?" Beside him, The celestial pole glanced at him. Have some shame. Did you really just come in? Anyway, he knew that Fong Ping had passed the 3 checkpoints of Beast Emperor, Heavenly Emperor Zhan, and Emperor Shi. If you pretend to have just come in, would anyone believe you? The water element looked at him suspiciously, but did not say anything. The water element divine island and the humans were allies. At this moment, the chaotic heavenly king looked at Fong Ping gloomily. Why did you come in, kid? Fong Ping smiled. Chaotic, you don't seem to welcome me? Humph, the chaotic heavenly king said angrily. Motherf asterisk cur. My chaotic heavenly nation finally gathered a group of old brothers, but in the end, that group of bastards clamored every day to join you and do great things with you. The more chaotic heavenly king said, the angrier he got. Can I do great things? Why should I join Fong Ping? Displeased, the chaotic heavenly king humphed again. It's useless even if you come. I can't get out of this place. I've been trapped for a long time. He had not broken through a single stage, and was still here until now. The water element divine island's first stage was Emperor Nan's, but he could not break through. At this moment, someone walked out of the main hall again. As soon as Haiyu saw Fong Ping, he turned and ran, fleeing frantically, his face pale. The catacombs saints. This time, the catacombs sent 2 saints. The governor and Haiyu. The governor was at the Beast Emperor's stage. Fong Ping did not intervene. Haiyu was at Emperor Nan's stage, so he got along well with Chaotic Heavenly King and the others. Although Chaotic Heavenly King was rough, under normal circumstances, as long as you did not provoke him, he would not bother with you. Haiyu was still at ease before, but now that he saw Fong Ping, he did not hesitate at all. Run. Fong Ping glanced at him, not caring. Run. Where could he run to? If he did not break through these stages, he would not be able to leave. Too lazy to care about that guy. Fong Ping smiled. What's the test for this stage? Have any of you broken through the other stages? Chaotic Heavenly King said gloomily. No. Motherf asterisk cur. Who knows what Emperor Nen means? That old thing's projection is in the main hall, but he's in closed-door cultivation, ignoring us. I don't know what he's up to. The water element divine island said helplessly, Master doesn't talk at all. We've already searched the entire Hall of Origins, but we didn't find anything unusual. We can't leave at all, and there's no way to break through. How many people are here? The water element divine island said immediately 6. Other than the 3 of us, there are 3 others. 1 from Medicine God Island, 1 from Western Imperial Palace, and 1 from the Divine Sect. Someone from Western Imperial Palace is here. The celestial pole was a little surprised, but he did not care too much. A few people from Western Imperial Palace came this time. Other than him and Sheng Nan, there was only 1 emperor level, the 7 planets, Maui Heaven's 7 planets celestial emperor. It's the 7 planets. The water element divine island did not come out, probably not sensing what was happening outside. At this moment, the water buffalo at the door continued to roar at the cat. The water element divine island was a little embarrassed, and also felt a little embarrassed. He said helplessly, this projection doesn't seem to have any intelligence, only some simple consciousness. It's not as real as the Emperor's projection. It probably recognized the cat. The cat glanced at him and muttered, Buffalo, why are you so silly? The water buffalo projection was the water element divine island. It felt silly. The water element divine island was also helpless. He glanced at it. I'm silly? Isn't this all your fault? Many years ago, it had been staring at this old man's flesh. This projection is just some simple consciousness. It probably only remembers this. Seeing you, how can it not be angry? Fong Ping was too lazy to care about this. He smiled and said, "Let's go in and take a look. I want to see how Emperor Nen will break through this stage." The water element divine island did not stop him. He was a little impatient now. He wanted to leave as soon as possible. If Fong Ping came, he might find something unusual. Anyway, he would not find anything. The group quickly entered the main hall, the Hall of Origins. This was the place where Emperor Nen entertained guests in the past. Haiyu was hiding somewhere and did not appear. Fong Ping did not care about this. Seeing that the divine sect's true god was about to run when he saw him, Fong Ping gave him a casual slap. He did not kill the other party, but merely slapped him to the ground, making him unable to move. Fong Ping laughed. "Why are you running? I might need you guys later." "Your Royal Highness." At this moment, the 7 luminaries celestial emperor also hurried over. When he saw the celestial pole, he was somewhat happy. His backer had arrived. The celestial pole glanced at him. He was not overly courteous and said casually, "Stand aside. Let Fong Ping clear the stage." Fong Ping tilted his head and gave him a look. Celestial pole chuckled and said, "You're an expert in clearing levels. If there's anything good, feel free to take it. We'll join in the fun." Fong Ping was speechless. At this moment, an old man was sitting cross-legged on a huge praying mat at the top of the hall. His eyes were closed, and he did not speak, nor did he open his eyes to look at anyone. Shui Li said helplessly, "He's always been like this. No matter what, he won't open his mouth. Did you fight?" "Ah." Shui Li was stunned. "What? Did I say I hit him?" Shui Li was embarrassed. Beside him, Luan said, "I gave him a punch, but he didn't react. Let's try and kill him." Fong Ping laughed. "In this kind of situation, if you kill him, there might be some unexpected effects." After saying that, Fong Ping grabbed with one hand. His vitality erupted, and with a rumble, he grabbed Emperor Nan's projection. Under Shui Li's somewhat helpless gaze, Fong Ping punched hundreds of times. In the blink of an eye, Emperor Nan's projection collapsed. Luan could not help but say, "If I kill him, if this guy doesn't say how to clear the stage, then he might not be able to get out." He was also a bold person, but he was a little worried. If he killed Emperor Nan's projection, then he would not be able to get out. "It's okay. If I can't get out, I'll just stay here." Fong Ping did not care about this. He bombarded with a rumble. In the blink of an eye, Emperor Nan's projection was almost completely destroyed by him. At this moment, Emperor Nan's projection, who had been motionless, suddenly opened his eyes. He seemed a little helpless and said in a low voice, "This is the Returnance Hall, a cultivation place. Wait for your own chance to clear the stage." He finally spoke. At this moment, Luan was a little happy. "Kid, not bad. I said that this place might be related to cultivation. This guy has been sitting cross-legged and cultivating. He seems to be cultivating some special cultivation method. I said it was Shui Li, but this stupid bull actually said it wasn't. He finally found a clue. He felt that this kid Fong Ping did have some skills. He discovered the clues as soon as he arrived. He was quite impressive. However, as he was thinking, Fong Ping smashed the projection again with a rumble. Fong Ping said impatiently, "Look for it yourself. Aren't you tired of looking? Stop talking nonsense. Hurry up and tell me how to clear the stage." Everyone was dumbfounded. Shui Li could not help but say in a low voice, "Fong Ping, master is a sovereign after all." This Fong Ping said casually, "It's just an origin projection. It's not the real Emperor Nan. Even if it's real, it's dead." Senior Shui Li, at this time, you're still thinking about that. As Fong Ping said that, he attacked the projection again, smashing the other party's illusion again and again. Fong Ping asked forcefully, "Tell me, how do you clear the stage?" Celestial Polarity shook his head. Sure enough, This Fong Ping guy never had the intention to follow the normal path. If it was someone else who knew about the stage clearing, they would probably stop asking and look for it themselves. Fong Ping, on the other hand, did not have this intention at all. He would beat you up first and interrogate you. If he could not get the answer out of you, then he would think of other ways. Emperor Nan's projection was about to dissipate completely. At this moment, the projection opened its eyes again. Somewhat speechless, it said slowly, "Convergence Hall, cultivate the convergence form." "How do you cultivate it?" Fong Ping asked. Seeing Emperor Nan close his eyes again, he punched out with a rumble and said gloomily, "Senior Shui, Li, Emperor Nan has this hobby? Must you beat me up before telling me? Do you want to drip wax on a leather whip? How despicable." Shui Li smiled bitterly. He did not expect that after being beaten up by Fong Ping, Emperor Nan's projection would reveal more information. Before this, he had never thought of attacking the projection. To clear the stage, wasn't it supposed to clear the stage in an orderly manner? Look for clues, decipher the clues, fulfill the conditions, and then clear the stage. This was probably what all of them were thinking. As for Fong Ping, this guy was a ruffian. He did not care if you had clues or not. He did not look for them because he did not have the time. He came in and beat you up. What respect from the sovereign? There was no such thing. He did not respect the sovereign at all. At the side, Luan felt that he had learned something. So that was how it was. There would be clues after a beating. If one beating did not work, then two. Luan was deep in thought. He was still not reckless enough. Previously, when he punched Emperor Nan, there was no reaction. He saw that the other party was only a projection after all, so he did not care much. Now it seemed that he was still a little inexperienced. After thinking about it, Luan felt that something was wrong. Fong Ping was even more inexperienced. It seems that it's because I'm not reckless enough. Luan felt that he had learned something. Next, he could try it and beat him up if he met him. Luan was still thinking about this when Fong Ping hit Emperor Nan's projection until it split again. Emperor Nan opened his eyes again. There seemed to be some anger in his eyes. Still asking? If he asked everything, why did he need you to clear the stage? Then he might as well send you away. When did such a person appear in the three realms? Why did he not follow the rules at all? Boom! Fong Ping punched out again. Emperor Nan's projection was sullen and growled. "How dare you?" Bang! A louder sound was heard. In the next moment, Emperor Nan's projection exploded with a bang and dissipated directly. Fong Ping was stunned. Water Power was also stunned. Celestial Pole looked at Fong Ping strangely. "You killed him? What do we do now?" Fong Ping was really rude. You should at least wait for him to finish talking. You killed him directly. What should we do now? Fong Ping rubbed his chin and said hesitantly, "He won't die, right? I killed the beast emperor dozens of times before, but it didn't die completely. It will recover soon." Emperor Nan died with just one hit. At the back, the others were exhausted. Was this a stage clearing? They were all counting on Fong Ping to clear the stage. He, on the other hand, killed the main character the moment he came. How could they clear the stage now? They waited for a while, but the projection still did not appear. This time, Fong Ping was also uncertain. He said hesitantly, "He's too weak. He died once, and he's actually gone. How do we clear the stage then?" Everyone was speechless. How would they know? You killed him the moment you came. Who knows what to do? Luan was also a little depressed. Forget it. Stop learning. It's a waste of time. Look at what this bastard did. He killed Emperor Nan directly. How could they clear the stage? Fong Ping did not wait for Emperor Nan's projection to appear again. He thought for a while and said, "Didn't he say something about vitality restoration?" Senior water power, don't you know what he means? Vitality restoration. Water power was not too sure. He pondered for a moment and said, could it be referring to the path of unification after breaking 8? Could it be that we can only leave this place after breaking 8? He was also a little helpless. Fong Ping killed Emperor Nan's projection the moment he came. What should they do now? Could they still clear the stage and leave? At this moment, Fong Ping touched his chin and said, "That's not right. There are still living people here. No, living cows. Senior water power. Isn't that cow outside still alive? Go and try to kill it. Senior, don't blame me." Fong Ping walked out directly. As he walked, he said, "I don't think there will be a projection of Senior in this place for no reason. Under normal circumstances, living creatures that appear in this place have their own characteristics. It's not normal for Senior water power's projection to appear here. I'll go and kill it. Senior, see if there are any changes. Water power was tired. Was it really appropriate for you to kill this? And that the moment you came?" Lien Luan could not help but say, "Fong Ping, if you kill that stupid cow too, there might really be no more clues. Are you sure you want to do this?" "I'll give it a try." Fong Ping did not care about this. He walked out and said casually, "It's fine even if we can't clear Emperor Nan's stage. According to my speculation, even if we can't clear this stage, we can still leave this place in the end. According to Emperor West, they might gather at the last stage in the end." If that was the case, Fong Ping was not worried about clearing the stage. If he really could not clear it, he could just wait here at the most. Anyway, he had already cleared 3 stages. The rewards were not small. As Fong Ping spoke, he had already walked out of the basilica. Outside, the cow was lying on its stomach. When it saw the cat again, it neighed again. Fong Ping did not stand on ceremony. Although this cow was the same as water power's real body, Fong Ping did not feel guilty killing this projection. As water power could not bear to watch, Fong Ping punched out with a rumble. After a series of punches, he directly blew up the projection cow. Lien Luan and Heavenly Fate were speechless at this moment. Could he really clear the stage so recklessly? It did not feel very reliable. Couldn't Fong Ping be more reliable? Thinking about it, if he was really reliable, then he would not be Fong Ping. This kid did not take the normal path. While Fong Ping was punching randomly, in a mystic realm, Heavenly King met Yin Fei. Both of them were not in a hurry to clear the stage. Heavenly King said telepathically, "Go to your master as soon as possible and clear Emperor Nan's stage. Every stage you clear will increase your chances by 30%. Yin Fei nodded slightly and said telepathically, "Master stage may not be easy to clear. Emperor Nan's stage should not be considered difficult." Heavenly King laughed. "I got some clues. Emperor Nan's stage should be considered easy. You enter the Guiyuan Hall and learn Emperor Nan's posture. After cultivating for a few months, you should be able to clear the stage. It should be a test of determination and observation. That's simple. Maybe you will have to suffer a little, and it may be a little more troublesome. But among the stages of the emperors, it should be considered easy. Is the information accurate?" "It should be." Heavenly King said, solemnly, "I found a clue in Master's stage. It should be left by the Tao tree." Yin Fei frowned slightly. After a while, he said, "Which stage is the Tao tree at?" "I am not sure about this." Heavenly King said sincerely, "Even though it has been in this place for a period of time, you should have sensed it as well. Each level is more difficult than the last, whether it has reached the final level or not. Unless we encounter it, it's hard to tell." Saying that, Heavenly King added, "Actually, it is just a matter of time. Slowly grind. Sooner or later, these stages will be cleared." Yin Fei nodded. Slowly grind then. In that case, master stage was considered easy. After a while, he could clear it. Both of them were discussing how to slowly grind through this stage. At this moment, Fong Ping killed the water projection again. When the projection of water force was killed, something unexpected happened in this place. This time, in the palace, the 7 planets celestial emperor, who had not left before, suddenly shouted, "Your Highness, Emperor Nan's projection has appeared again." As soon as this was said, everyone hurried into the main hall. At this moment, Emperor Nan's projection appeared again. He opened his eyes and glanced at Fong Ping and the others. He looked slightly helpless, and his gaze was a little strange. Fong Ping looked at him strangely. Why did he appear now? Emperor Nan, who did not speak much before, said slowly, "Cruel person, when did a devil like you appear in the 3 realms?" Emperor Nan frowned. The Origin Returning Hall is a place of self-cultivation. This stage tests determination and insight, not brutality. You destroyed me and the water projection in succession. This is the demon path. You talk too much. Bang! Fong Ping attacked again. Soon, Emperor Nan's projection was destroyed. Chaos and celestial polarity did not have time to stop him. At this moment, Fong Ping quickly walked out. Sure enough, the water buffalo outside was resurrected. Fong Ping seemed to have discovered something. Soon, Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. He destroyed the water projection again and quickly rushed back to the main hall. As expected, this time Emperor Nan's projection appeared again. Fong Ping was surprised. So that's how it is. At this moment, Chaos also discovered something unusual. Looking at Emperor Nan's projection, she said strangely, "This old guy seems to have a little more consciousness." Fong Ping nodded. He rubbed his chin and mumbled, "I understand now," which immoral person connected him with the stupid bull outside. The stupid bull is too stupid, affecting his mind. Kill the stupid bull once, then kill him again. Repeating this, the stupid bull will become weaker and weaker and will gradually dissipate. And he will gradually regain his consciousness. Is there some top secret and benefits to give us? Fong Ping felt that he was a genius. He actually discovered such a difficult secret. Without waiting for Emperor Nan to speak, a series of banging sounds rang out, killing Emperor Nan's projection again. Fong Ping quickly rushed outside and once again killed the water projection that had just appeared. As for the water projection, it was extremely helpless at this moment. Was Fong Ping scolding it just now? Forget it. It would not bother with him. But this guy was really good. He could even hit it. At this moment, the few of them were also a little speechless. Could anyone really break through this stage? Who had nothing better to do and killed Emperor Nan and the water projection the moment they arrived. Chapter 1302. Fong Ping killed Emperor Nan and the water force projection again and again. Gradually, the water force projection outside began to dissipate. For some reason, there seemed to be some deviation between Emperor Nan's projection and the water force projection. Simply put, Emperor Nan's IQ was suppressed. Ordinary people would not be able to discover this. The people in front of him had used their own intelligence to gradually discover something and break through. Fong Ping, on the other hand, discovered something different by accident. Guiyuan Hall. Emperor Nan's eyes became clearer. He seemed to know that he had been killed by Fong Ping countless times. When Fong Ping was about to kill him again, Emperor Nan sighed softly. "There's no need. If I continue, I will collapse again. This level may collapse." Emperor Nan sighed. He still had some memories of this place. It was not a good feeling to be killed countless times. However, his mind was indeed suppressed before. Without looking at Fong Ping, Emperor Nan looked at water force and chuckled. Water Force has become a saint. It seems that the three realms have passed for a long time. Master, at this moment, Water Force's eyes were also a little red. At first, when Emperor Nen saw it, he did not show any emotions. Now, Emperor Nen was different from before. Emperor Nen smiled. It's been many years since we last met. It's fate. There's no need to be sad. After saying that, he looked at the others. He did not know Juan, but he knew Celestial Pole. He smiled. Celestial Pole is here too. How's your father? Celestial Pole said lazily, he's fine. Not as miserable as Uncle Nan. Uncle Nan is almost comparable to the Beast Emperor. My father was not killed. Beast Emperor was also killed many times. You two are brothers in the same boat. Although my father lost a few rounds, now that I think about it, his luck was still good. Otherwise, he would have been killed dozens of times. It would not look good. Emperor Nan laughed. He did not mind. He looked at Fang Ping again and said, Young friend, you are bold. If he was not bold, he would not have done such a thing. Fang Ping did not care about this. He smiled. Senior Emperor Nan, your mind was suppressed before? That's right. Emperor Nan smiled and said, It's not that I was completely suppressed. It's just that this place is connected. The memory fragments of water power appeared, and they conflicted with my memory fragments. I actually know what happened before, but sometimes I can't say anything. Fang Ping understood, but he did not mind it too much. He chuckled and said, Senior, can you tell us how to clear this stage now? Actually, this old man has already told you the method to clear the trial. Emperor Nen chuckled and said, Cultivate the body of Guiyuan. How do I fix it? This is a test. Emperor Nen had not finished speaking when he saw Fang Ping's fist already swinging toward him. He could not help but sigh. Was the current three realms already like this? If that was the case, then the current three realms was truly terrifying. Even Emperor Realm experts couldn't block it. This young man's guts were not ordinary. He fought and killed as he pleased. Emperor Nen looked at Fang Ping and pondered for a while before saying, Breaking through the barrier is the rule. It doesn't mean that you can break through the barrier just because I let you. Every stage was a test and also a gift. At the end of the breakthrough, there would be a huge increase in strength. Skypole said faintly, Is that so? I just broke through my father's stage. Nothing has changed. It's still the same as it should be. Emperor Nen was a little surprised and asked, What is your father's test? Playing chess. Skypole sighed and said, Uncle Nen knows my father's preferences. Playing chess is his test. I see. Emperor Nan understood, but he said in surprise, Then there should be a lot of gains. Your father's chess skills are unparalleled. Breaking through the stage should be to defeat him. If you want to defeat him, you must be one step more calculative than your father. Playing chess improves your spiritual consciousness, tests your determination, intelligence. According to what Emperor Nen said, this stage was not easy to pass. Or rather, it was actually extremely difficult. You had to surpass an emperor in terms of reaction, even if it was just a projection. It was still beneficial to use your brain more. Either he didn't clear this trial, or if he did, the benefits he would reap would not be small. Skypole said faintly, Is that so? I didn't even win. My father lost 5 games to him in a row, and let us pass. Emperor Nen looked at Fang Ping in surprise. He quickly looked at the cat and raised his eyebrows slightly. The cat won? The cat's mentality was very strong. He sensed it. Only with strong mentality could he have the confidence to win against Emperor Shi, especially winning 5 games in a row. Fang Ping's mentality was average. This was not something Fang Ping could do, right? The cat sat up gracefully and wagged its tail, showing an attitude that was not worth mentioning. Fong Ping laughed. Skypole also rolled his eyes. It's not this cat. Can this cat win against my father? It's Fong Ping. You flatter me. Fong Ping cupped his hands proudly. Skypole, why do you keep flattering me? I'm embarrassed. Skypole could not be bothered with him and did not want to say anything else. Are you not embarrassed to win? Fong Ping's way of passing was not quite right. It should be the wrong way to pass. No wonder he did not get any benefits from his father. Passing without any benefits. It's the same whether I pass or not. Skypole could not help but say. Fong Ping said indifferently, It's all right. There are still benefits. Although your father did not give me anything else, he gave me a divine weapon and a jade bone pill. He said it was good stuff. As soon as he said this, Emperor Nan was a little surprised. Jade bone pill. He only refined 3 in the past and kept 1 for himself. He did not give it to Skypole, but gave it to you? Yes. Emperor Nan sighed. That's not a loss. The jade bone pill is a treasure. Although my spiritual consciousness did not increase, it is enough. He spoke as if he had gotten a bargain. Skypole's face stiffened. My father gave it to me? When did he give it to me? Did he give it to me when I sealed my 6 senses? Damn it, Fong Ping this bastard. How did he fool the fake father? He did not give these things to him, but gave them to Fong Ping. He was too much. Emperor Nen shook his head and was speechless, seeing Fong Ping looking at him. He thought for a while and said, I originally needed to comprehend this round myself. Even if I gave a reminder, it would only be a hint, and not much. However, young friend, since you broke through the suppression of water power by coincidence, I will say a few more words. Emperor Nen looked at Fong Ping. Fong Ping smiled and said, Senior, tell me, how do you forge this body of returning element? Body of returning element. Emperor Nen thought for a while before saying, the so-called body of returning element is actually a method of balance. If the cultivator's strength deviates greatly, the effect will be very good. If one's spiritual consciousness is much stronger than vitality, after cultivating the body of returning element, some of the spiritual consciousness will be converted into vitality force. Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. Then he frowned and said, This is nothing. If that was the case, this round was useless to him. He could use the system to balance. The so-called body of returning element was actually useless. The reason why Fong Ping was not balanced now was to make his vitality stronger, so that he could have a stronger outburst. If he wanted to, he could balance it in minutes. This is nothing? Emperor Nen laughed and said, My body of returning element is second only to Emperor Donghuang in the 3 realms. Among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, Emperor Donghuang's body of returning element should have the smallest deviation. Followed by me. Emperor Nan's characteristics were not obvious, but he was not really useless. If he was, he would not have reached the Emperor realm. His body of returning element was also considered a rare top-notch technique in the 3 realms. It was not to improve combat strength, but to let martial artists develop in a more balanced manner. However, Fong Ping did not think much of it and said casually, I tried to achieve absolute balance before, but the price was a decline in vitality, an increase in mentality, and then an outburst of force. Balance is good, but before he finished speaking, Emperor Nen said in surprise, You can outburst force. I could before. Fong Ping said casually, I used force to fight with others before, and there was the effect of a qualitative change in vitality. However, using force to maintain balance will cause me to not be as strong as usual when I don't outburst force. Emperor Nan was a little shocked. He looked at Fang Ping for a while and said in a low voice, "Young friend, you are beyond my expectations. You have actually mastered the balance technique, but according to what young friend said, it is at the expense of vitality force as the price to improve the power of spiritual consciousness. My body of returning element. You may not think much of it, but it doesn't mean that it has no advantages. If it was someone else, even if they had broken 8, their body of returning element would also be a top-notch peerless technique. However, at this time, Fang Ping did not think much of it. Emperor Nan was also a little unhappy. As if he was promoting, he took the initiative to explain, "My body of returning element will also cause a certain decline in strength that is inclined to the strong. However, the decline is not much, far less than the increase. The first time is the best. When cultivating the body of returning element for the first time, it is even possible for one side's strength to not decline, but the other side's strength to achieve balance. So awesome." Fang Ping looked at Emperor Nan with a skeptical attitude. "Are you that awesome? Why don't I believe it?" Emperor Nan was really unhappy this time. He said in a low voice, "In the past, even the other emperors thought that the body of returning element was amazing. A few supreme emperors also wanted to learn it. However, this technique also has some limitations. These people are too strong, and the body of returning element can no longer balance them. Even so, the body of returning element has a miraculous effect on breaking 8. Countless people want it, but they can't." Fang Ping nodded at first, then shook his head. "You need to draft before you brag. Countless people want it, and there is a miraculous effect on breaking 8. Emperor Shi just said that in the past, other than those beginner martial powerhouses, there were no powerhouses who broke 8 in origin. I don't believe that this body of returning element has an effect on beginner martial powerhouses. Even if it does, it would be strange if they learned it. Beginner martial is already more extreme. If it is balanced and suddenly falls from breaking 8 to breaking 7, they will cry to death. If you can really balance the two, and one of the strong does not decline, then it means that the beginner martial's breaking 8 technique is both the physical body and spiritual consciousness. So, you're still fooling me. Unfortunately, I'm not so easily fooled." Emperor Nan was a little tired. However, he still coughed softly and said, "If you want to pass this stage, you still have to learn the body of returning element. Moreover, this is also an old man's gift. If you don't learn it, you can't pass this stage." Beside him, Heaven's Pole chuckled. "If he doesn't learn it, I'll learn it." As soon as he finished speaking, Emperor Nan said lightly, "If you want to learn it, comprehend it yourself." Heaven's Pole was stunned for a moment. Luan was also stunned, looking at Emperor Nan. Earlier, Emperor Nan seemed to be persuading Fang Ping to learn it, but Heaven's Pole said he wanted to learn it. What did he mean? Heaven's Pole looked at him uncertainly and said hesitantly, "What does Uncle Nan mean?" Emperor Nan said calmly, "If you want to learn, comprehend it yourself. This is the rule." "What about him?" Heaven's Pole pointed at Fang Ping, somewhat indignant. He gritted his teeth and said, "I heard what Uncle Nan said just now. If he doesn't want to learn it, you still want to teach him?" "That's right. Why?" Heaven's Pole was indignant. Why did it have to be like this? Was it okay to treat him so differently? Did you forget who killed you dozens of times just now? Because he did achieve force balance before. Emperor Nan looked at Fang Ping with admiration in his eyes and said with a smile, "He's too talented. If he wants to, he can balance it at any time. If that's the case, he can choose not to learn the body of returning element, but I hope he learns it. It was that simple. You're too weak. If you don't have enough talent, I might not be willing to teach you even if you want to learn it. If Fang Ping wants to learn it, then I'll teach him. It was that simple. Was there a need for a reason?" How heartbreaking. Heaven's Pole felt so heartbroken that he wanted to die. Was he looking down on them? Juan was also annoyed. I want to learn it. Is it because he killed you so many times that you bully the weak and fear the strong, so you're afraid of him? If that's the case, then I'll beat you to death too. Emperor Nen smiled without saying a word. Try beating me to death. Juan was just about to make a move when beside him, Shui Li said hurriedly, Heavenly King Juan, don't. If you kill Master's projection, this place might collapse. As soon as he said that, Heaven's Pole thought of something and gritted his teeth. My fake father said that once the checkpoint is broken, there might be great danger. Don't act rashly. Juan was unconvinced. He gritted his teeth, his eyeballs almost popping out. He was pissed. Emperor Nen smiled and said, Why compare yourself to others? There were people who passed before me. I didn't say a word, and they also realized the body of returning element. You guys, I've actually said a lot, and it's already biased. If you can't comprehend it, then it can only be said that your aptitude is too poor. Your comprehension is also too poor. If you're so poor, how can you prove your Tao? Juan was still not too happy. He snorted, feeling unhappy. Differential treatment. How pissed off. Fong Ping, on the other hand, looked reluctant. Senior, why don't you send me through? I feel that it's better not to learn this body of returning element. He really felt that it was unnecessary. His system's function was more powerful than this body of returning element. Right now, he did not want to be balanced, lest his vitality decline. If it declined, he might fall below Breakthrough 7. Emperor Nen advised again, Young friend, there's no harm in trying it. Since young friend has tried to integrate force before, then if you try the body of returning element this time, it might be different. Emperor Nan's face was full of anticipation. The emperor also wanted to see if his cultivation method was really beneficial. Why did he want to see it? Because those who had not integrated force before had tried the body of returning element. Emperors and extreme Daos could not use this. Whether Breakthrough 8 could be used, he actually did not know. Because as Fong Ping said, there was no origin of Breakthrough 8 previously. As for force, under normal circumstances, there would only be a little and a little condensed after Breakthrough 8. Fong Ping had not broken through Breakthrough 8 yet, but he had already integrated some force. Such a test subject, such a genius cultivating the body of returning element should be very interesting. Of these two, one did not want to learn, and the other persuaded. The others who heard it were upset. We want to learn, but you let us realize it ourselves. This kid did not want to learn, but you forced him to learn. There was no justice in this world. Differential treatment. Was there still fairness in this world? In the end, Fong Ping reluctantly said, Then I'll try. If it's not good, don't blame me for announcing in the 3 realms that your body of returning element is trash. Okay. Emperor Nen agreed happily. In the next moment, his clone suddenly split into 2. There was a moment of confusion in front of the others. In the blink of an eye, Fong Ping disappeared. And the clone of Emperor Nen said calmly, Since everyone is here, this emperor will also give everyone a chance. Observe this old man's vitality and spiritual consciousness. Everyone looked helpless. Juan was so angry that he wanted to explode. He was going to be given special treatment. At this moment, at the side, a cat walked toward the void with its swollen cat steps, muttering, This cat will also go take a look. As soon as the words fell, the cat also disappeared. Juan grabbed toward the void, but grabbed nothing. Then his face turned livid, red and green. How embarrassing. Humans were inferior to cats. He actually could not find Fong Ping and the others' hiding place. Emperor Nan and Fong Ping should still be here, but he could not sense where they were hiding. Instead, it was that cat who found their hiding place. The clone of Emperor Nen that was left behind smiled when he saw this, shaking his head slightly. After all, it was just an afterimage. It was somewhat unable to stop this cat. In the void, Emperor Nen suddenly became transparent, laughing. The rules are still there. This old man can't do some things. This is the loophole of the rules. Pay attention to this old man's energy circulation. He became transparent. As a result, 3 energy colors suddenly appeared on his body: vitality force, mentality force, origin force. This old man was afraid that Fong Ping could not see clearly, so he even changed the colors. 3 different colors. Even an idiot would be able to understand. This time, Fong Ping was a little interested, staring at him. He saw that these 3 forces, at first, were clearly separated. Soon, with Emperor Nan's circulation, they began to intertwine and began to merge. Seeing this, Fong Ping stared for a while, and the 3 forces gradually merged. Fong Ping seemed to feel something and murmured. The vitality force and mentality force merged into the origin force, but the origin force collapses easily. The unity fusion power that I seized from the Beast Emperor previously turns out to be a combination of origin force and vitality. Fong Ping suddenly understood. He was wrong. He had always thought that the origin force was the fusion of vitality force and mentality force, but today, Emperor Nan's vitality convergence made him see something different. He vaguely felt that after the addition of Emperor Nan's origin force, a new force was produced. It was very familiar. If he had not eaten the Beast Emperor previously, he might not have known what kind of power it was. Now, Fong Ping finally understood. The fusion power of the unity fusion power. Emperor Nan also looked at him with some surprise. This young man's knowledge was beyond his imagination. These things, even the average broken ape would not be able to see the reason, but this kid understood at a glance. This actually only proved one thing. Fong Ping really had a lot of knowledge. He himself had produced the origin force, seen and even consumed those fusion powers. At this moment, he who was now knowledgeable naturally understood at a glance. If it were anyone else, they might not understand the essence of these powers. Vitality convergence. Fong Ping suddenly understood the origin of the name of this vitality convergence technique. Emperor Nan was not simple either. Fong Ping glanced at Emperor Nan. Just this vitality convergence technique alone was not an ordinary cultivation method. As for Fong Ping, while watching and learning, he was also thinking about a question. What was the purpose of the existence of this place? Dangerous? It was not considered dangerous. This place was more like giving treasures, opportunities, and opportunities to some people. Every monarch, every extreme Tao, has left behind some good things for you to unearth. Every stage was actually helping some people become stronger. The more stages you passed, the more you would gain. By the last stage, you might have already gained a lot. These emperors, an extreme, they were just fragments of the origin. The benefits might not be given by their own will, but by the rules that they spoke of. Who was controlling this rule? Who created this emptiness realm? Fong Ping focused. This arcane realm was really not ordinary. Fong Ping suspected that someone might want to create emperors here, or in other words, to give people a chance to step into the emperor realm. Every sovereign realm and extreme Tao realm expert was giving them some help. Not only that, but it was also very comprehensive. The Beast Emperor gave fusion power, Emperor West gave mentality, Heavenly Battle the Arch gave combat techniques, and control power, Emperor Nen helped everyone fuse. In that case, there was probably one more who would give some help in vitality force. As for Heavenly Emperor Batian, as far as Fong Ping knew, he was fighting. That might be to give you combat experience. A very comprehensive improvement. Improvement in all aspects, not just in one aspect. One was connected to another. If you had the ability, you had passed many stages, then you would be more comprehensive, learning from the strengths of others. Those who were able to pass through all the checkpoints were definitely the best among those in the same realm. Take unquestionable Jian, for example. Although Fang Ping did not know how many stages he had passed, unquestionable Jian should not be weak among the same rank. Feng was not weak. He was a powerhouse who had broken 8, but he was almost killed by unquestionable Jian with 1 slash. And that was unquestionable Jian, who had already become an empty shell. If unquestionable Jian had not reincarnated, even if he was still at peak 7, his strength would be even stronger than before. This meant that unquestionable Jian at his peak might really be able to match a powerhouse who had broken 8. This was the reward after passing the stages. Is this place a place that the emperors can't control? Is this place an accident? Or is it deliberately created by someone? If it's intentional, then it means that someone wants to create an all-round invincible powerhouse here. Fang Ping's thoughts turned, but he began to learn the vitality augmentation skill. Why did Emperor Nen insist on teaching him? Fang Ping suddenly felt that it might not be because his talent was too strong. Maybe it was because of some rules behind it? Fang Ping was thinking, would this place give preferential treatment to some of the more well-rounded geniuses? Would some powerhouses who were not too well-rounded be suppressed? Would they force you to develop in an unbiased direction? There was this possibility. It's getting more and more interesting. Fang Ping thought to himself. In the next moment, the aura in his body changed. Vitality force, mentality, and a few other forces appeared to interweave and merge. Waves of faint force began to appear. The force rapidly tempered his body. Fang Ping discovered that while his vitality force was being consumed, his mentality was increasing. However, the consumption did not seem to increase much. This meant that this vitality augmentation skill was actually more cost-effective than the system in terms of conversion. This was because the system's conversion was only a one-sided conversion between vitality force and mentality. On the other hand, the vitality augmentation skill had a few more forces. The system is inferior to the emperor's. At this moment, Fang Ping had this thought. In other words, the system's ability could not compare to some specialized powerhouses. Its deduction of combat techniques was not as good as Heavenly Emperor Zhan. Its conversion and fusion of forces was not as good as Emperor Nan's. The system seemed to also want to create a powerhouse with strong balance. Fang Ping narrowed his eyes. The system, who created it? A powerhouse with strong balance. Or was it a specialized powerhouse who did not want to continue to specialize and made an attempt to see if he could become a well-rounded powerhouse? And was he the experimenter chosen by the other party? Emperor God, Heavenly Emperor, reverse, Heavenly Emperor. At this moment, 3 names appeared in Fang Ping's mind. The system might be created by one of these 3 people. Of course, it was not clear whether these 3 people had this ability. However, these 3 people should be the strongest among the 9 emperors and 4 emperors. As for Heavenly Emperor, he should be an existence that surpassed the 9 emperors and 4 emperors. If that was the case, the possibility of Heavenly Emperor was the highest. Could it be that he was created by Heavenly Emperor? And I actually walked out of his source world. It might not be an accident that I walked out of his source world, but it was inevitable. Fang Ping felt that he was close to the truth. This place might be related to heaven and earth, or it might be related to his system. This was because both appeared to create a well-rounded powerhouse. P.S. There are only 2 chapters left today. I'm too tired after a day's journey. Sorry. Chapter 1303. Fang Ping only realized the benefits of the vitality augmentation when he activated it. At this moment, there was actually force condensing in his body, condensing bit by bit. Vitality force, mentality, origin power, and vitality. The four forces merged and actually produced a stable force. It did not explode, unlike before. Although Fong Ping produced force under the balance of the two forces, the force was unstable and could easily explode and hurt himself. Fong Ping was shocked. None of the emperors were simple. Emperor Nan's vitality augmentation was more powerful than he expected. At this moment, his vitality was slightly declining, but Fong Ping did not care about this. At this moment, he was actually in a period where force and other forces coexisted. At this moment, Emperor Nan seemed to feel something. He smiled and said lightly, "Young friend, have you experienced the benefits of the vitality augmentation?" The so-called vitality augmentation is the integration of forces. Even if it is not all force, it can still coexist. Yes, coexistence. This was the most special. Force was very domineering. When force existed, almost all other forces would be suppressed. Now, Fong Ping only converted a part of force, but his vitality force was not suppressed. What did this mean? It meant that he could superimpose vitality force and explode. Before this, Heavenly King Suppressing had said that when force was converted and exploded, the excess vitality force would be wasted. It could not be converted and exploded. Fong Ping was a little shocked, really shocked. Vitality augmentation. He was shocked. Emperor Nan was also shocked. He was a little emotional. This guy was too scary. Origin power wasn't something that just anyone could form. At the very least, one's body had to be strong. Fong Ping's physique was close to 4 million calories, barely becoming a saint. This was the standard for breaking 8 origins. Therefore, under normal circumstances, only breaking 8 could achieve force conversion. As for the beginner martial lineage, they could actually achieve force conversion, but without origin chi to mediate, it was more likely that they would explode themselves. With origin chi to mediate, they needed to break 8. Without origin chi, it was almost impossible for beginner martial powerhouses. Fong Ping was a special case. In Fong Ping's hands, the vitality augmentation had a great effect. The other broken 8 techniques might not be able to improve combat strength much. Emperor Nan looked at Fong Ping silently. After watching for a while, Emperor Nan's eyes suddenly moved. Just beside Fong Ping, a cat was silently converting its strength. He seemed to be very interested. Seeing that Emperor Nan was looking at it, the cat also widened its eyes and looked at Emperor Nan with a look of reproach. Blame? Emperor Nan was stunned and surprised. He said speechlessly, "Cat, you, old man, why didn't you teach me such a fun skill before?" The cat was dissatisfied, but then it said happily, "This is fun. The power of different colors can be used like this. This is really fun." The corners of Emperor Nan's mouth suddenly twitched. He was somewhat speechless. Is this Emperor's origin returning technique really that easy to learn? Was origin power really that easy to condense? Why did this cat master it so quickly? Moreover, it had already begun to condense and convert origin power. Yes, the cat was faster than Fong Ping. This cat's vitality, mentality, vitality, and origin energy, it could be said that none of them were weaker than Fong Ping's, and its control over its strength was even stronger than Fong Ping's. When it saw Fong Ping learning, it followed suit and found it quite fun. This time, he played with origin power. If the others saw this, they would probably be stunned. Emperor Nan stared at the cat for a while and murmured, as expected of the heaven's favorite, the cat's foundation and everything else were enough. What it lacked was an opportunity. It had never condensed origin power because it did not even know what origin power was. Naturally, it would not think about it, convert it, or learn it. Today, Emperor Nen turned himself transparent. The four forces turned into different colors and were changing and merging. It was so simple. If the cat still could not understand it, then it was really a stupid cat. The cat suddenly felt that it did not like to learn in the past because these bad people were unwilling to teach it seriously. The cat complained, "They don't know how to teach in accordance with its aptitude at all." Learning was very easy. Look, Heavenly Battle Emperor turned combat techniques into big fish, and it learned it. Emperor Nen turned origin returning technique into lines with distinct colors, and it learned it too. Therefore, learning was not difficult. What was difficult was that these people did not teach it well in the past. The cat's big eyes were filled with resentment as it looked at Emperor Nan. Emperor Nan was a little dazed. Why did he feel like he was guilty? The point was, this lazy cat was still in the right. Emperor Nan was also helpless. He looked at Fong Ping again and sighed in his heart. Two freaks. Forget about the cat. After all, it was an antique. It had lived for too long and had a deep foundation. It was not surprising that it could quickly convert. But Fong Ping, this real freak. Emperor Nan continued to stare at Fong Ping. In the next moment, he frowned slightly. He seemed to have discovered something. At this moment, because Fong Ping's own strength was exhausted, the system generated some power. And at this moment, Emperor Nan's projection seemed to sense something. It was not too clear, but it did sense it. At this moment, Emperor Nan's ravings were almost inaudible. See, Emperor Nan's gaze changed slightly. He looked at Fong Ping again, his gaze strange. What was his background? At this moment, Fong Ping opened his eyes and looked at Emperor Nan. He felt that strange gaze and frowned instantly. Why was Emperor Nan looking at him like that? Emperor Nan suppressed the palpitation in his heart and said slowly, "You have learned the origin returning technique. You can leave at any time." Fong Ping was not in a hurry to leave. He said hesitantly, "Senior, do you still have something to tell me?" "What is it?" Emperor Nan said with a smile. "After all, this old man is just a memory projection avatar. It's not my real body. What I know is limited." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. "I haven't asked or said anything yet, and you're saying this. Aren't you trying to cover things up?" Fong Ping was not in a hurry to say anything. At this moment, he closed his eyes again, but his gaze was cast on the new data. There was a change in one of the data. Force, wealth, 254 billion points vitality, 3,200,000 calories, 3,200,000 calories mentality, 32,000 hertz, 32,000 hertz, force, 35 original, 1 original equals 20,000 calories, jade bones, 26% source world, 915 meters combat techniques, god-slaying sword techniques, plus 15%, origin path, plus 190%, pseudopath, return to 1, spiritual sense path, 100 calories vitality to 1 hertz mentality physique path, 1 hertz mentality to 100 calories vitality, irreversible, strength control, 96% limit outburst, 114,19200 cal, slash 1189500 cal. Fong Ping glanced at it, his gaze strange. His origin power, which had been a question mark before, had actually appeared today. At the Heavenly Emperor stage, Fong Ping's base vitality was 55 million calories. Now, it had dropped by 350,000 calories to 2 million calories. This 350,000 calories vitality, however, had been converted by the vitality normalization technique into 35 original units of force. Force was a level higher than vitality in the first place. After a qualitative change, the 35 original units of force had changed from the original 350,000 calories vitality to 700,000 calories vitality. Fong Ping finally experienced the terror of the vitality normalization technique. Previously, if Fong Ping wanted to achieve a qualitative change, he had to do it all in one go. Now, the vitality normalization technique had given him a process of gradual improvement. The vitality normalization technique converted part of the force, but not all of it. This way, the requirement for Fong Ping's physique was slightly lower. It also gave Fong Ping a process of adaptation. It was not done in one go. This way, Fong Ping could slowly carry out the conversion. This time, his outburst had reached more than 11 per million. Before entering this secret place, Fong Ping's outburst was less than 10 million, an increase of more than 1 million. Unbelievable. At Fong Ping's level, improvement was usually very slow. Fong Ping, on the other hand, broke through these barriers again and again, rapidly completing the improvement of his combat strength. Not only that the increase in his combat prowess did not reduce his control, instead it was maintained. This was also the benefit of the origin returning art. It was also the foundation that Battle Heavenly the Arch had laid down previously. Fong Ping took a deep breath. After a while, he bowed slightly to Emperor Nan. Although it's only a trace of Senior's origin memory, Fong Ping is still grateful to Senior for bestowing the technique. If I meet Emperor Nan in the future, Fong Ping will repay him. Kindness is kindness, resentment is resentment. Kindness and resentment will not be confused. Heavenly Dwarch Zhan's battle techniques and Emperor Nan's cultivation methods were of great help to Fong Ping. As for the Beast Emperor, he had killed it himself. Fong Ping could not be bothered. According to Emperor West, Fong Ping had agreed to protect the celestial pole after receiving benefits from him. This could be considered as repayment. Emperor Nan took the initiative to teach him the origin returning technique. No matter what his motive was, it was a favor. Fong Ping suspected that even if the others learned the vitality augmentation skill, they might not be able to do anything. As for him, he had really benefited a lot this time. He had begun to transform toward the Force. If this went on, when his mentality and vitality force had all transformed into the Force, Fong Ping's combat strength would undergo a qualitative change. He should be able to reach the level of Breaking 8, provided that the increase in the origin was still there. Even if it was not there, the transformation of the Force was also extremely beneficial. At this moment, Fong Ping really felt that the gains this time were too great. He had just passed the 4th stage, and he had already completed a huge qualitative change process. Beside him, the cat also followed suit. It closed its paws, arched its paws, and said seriously, "Old man Emperor Nan, next time I won't go to your house to pick up food. You can eat it yourself." Emperor Nan's projection did not know whether to laugh or cry. Soon he sighed and said, "After all, it's just a memory projection. This time, I'm afraid it will also dissipate. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Whatever grudges you have with Emperor Nan, whatever disputes you have, it has nothing to do with me. I'm Emperor Nan, not him. This world is not a real world after all. I am not a real life." A sigh sounded. Emperor Nan's projection smiled, closed his eyes, and did not speak anymore. They knew that they were fake. They knew that they were just a speck of dust in history, and they might also disappear in the next moment. In this world, there would no longer be a trace of their existence. But since they were here, they might as well leave behind some proof of their existence. Emperor Nan's true body might not pass down the vitality augmentation technique. Even if it was passed down, he might not pass it down completely. And he passed it down. He was also Emperor Nan. He did not need to care about the opinion of Emperor Nan's true body. It was fine as long as he was willing. Hearing that, Fong Ping also felt a little emotional. These emperors, to say that they were bad people, but after witnessing all this, Fong Ping felt that even if they were bad people, they also had their own unique charm. In the past, the powerhouses and overlords who could stand out in the battle of myriad Dao all had their own uniqueness. This memory projection was enough to prove many things. The previous Emperor Shi, the previous Heavenly Emperor Zhan, without exception, they all left a deep impression on Fong Ping. Emperor Nan's projection did not speak anymore, and Fong Ping did not continue to ask anything. Soon, Fong Ping walked out of the void. Beside him, the cat carried its claws behind its back, also very smug. Fong Ping did not know how strong it was now, but it knew that the cat should have converted some force, maybe more than it did. After all, this cat's foundation was slightly stronger than its own. If the cat converted 1,000,000 cal of vitality, then the cat might have reached the broken 6 Heavenly King realm now. If all of it was converted, this cat might have an outburst of 8,000,000 calories now. Of course, whether it was all converted or not, Fong Ping could not feel it. The cat's mentality was too strong, and Fong Ping could not sense it, although it was said to be a transformation for Fong Ping. In fact, this trip to the mystic realm was also a huge transformation for the cat. The moment Fong Ping walked out, Juan suddenly looked at him. His eyes narrowed. He was a top-notch powerhouse at peak broken 7. His outburst close to 20,000,000 calories. He was not afraid of Fong Ping. Of course, he had no interest in fighting Fong Ping. Even if Fong Ping was an enemy of all 3 realms, Juan could not be bothered. But at this moment, Juan felt something different. He glanced at Fong Ping, squinted his eyes, and said, "Fong Ping, you've gotten a lot of benefits. This old guy is giving you special treatment. It's too unfair. Looks like this vitality augmentation technique is indeed a treasure." Fong Ping laughed. "It's a good thing, but it might not have much effect on you. If I were you, I wouldn't be thinking about learning some vitality augmentation technique. This is my chance, and it's yours too." Juan frowned, staring at him for a while, and said mildly, "What do you mean?" Fong Ping shook his head, smiled, and said, "Juan, you're about to break the door. The current you doesn't care about opportunities. Here, breaking the door is your opportunity." Juan's eyes moved slightly. He looked around and murmured, "Actually, I've tried before, but the door I sensed in the outside world seems to have disappeared. How do I break the door?" Fong Ping said meaningfully, "Juan, you've gotten used to it. For people like us, there are some things that we don't need to get used to. If there's no door, don't tell me you're not going to walk." Juan's body trembled slightly. Previously, he did not sense the existence of the door. Subconsciously, he thought of a question. If there was no door, how could he break the door? But now, Fong Ping meant, if there was no door, then he should continue walking? Fong Ping said telepathically, "After the virtual door, there's Duan Dao. It's not necessarily a good thing. You can't break the door now, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Continue walking forward. As you walk, perhaps after you go out, the 3 doors will merge into one. It's all in front of you. Break 3 doors at once." Juan glanced at him and said telepathically, "It's not as simple as you say." "Of course it's not that simple. How would you know if you don't try?" Fong Ping looked around and said in a low voice, "This place isn't a dangerous place. On the contrary, this place is a land of opportunities, a real land of opportunities. If there are places in the 3 realms that aren't in the chessboard, this place might be one of them. Even if there are still people scheming, that's not all. At least, most of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors don't know about it. If you want to break the chessboard, this place is the best place. The other place is the world behind the real door. I'm telling you so much because I want to tell you that you, Juan, were born after the heavenly realm fell. You're the main character in the chaotic era. Since you're the main character, then continue walking. Maybe you'll be in the final battle. Fong Ping's eyes wandered, and he said, as if he was talking in his sleep, I think the final battle will be very exciting. The prodigies of each era, the destined children, the main characters of each era will appear. Won't it be boring if a few of them are missing? From early martial arts to origin, to the three realms, to the chaotic era, the Demon Emperor Dynasty era, all the way until now, the Neo-Martial era. Fong Ping laughed. Although the Demon Emperor is dead, I believe that there will be people who will fill this gap. And I really look forward to the day when everyone is there to settle everything. And you're still breaking 7 now. That's a little slow. Wan's expression stiffened. A powerhouse who had broken 7 was looked down upon by Fong Ping. Fong Ping despised him for becoming stronger too slowly. Wan gritted his teeth and scolded, Brat, don't be too arrogant. I'll break 8 anytime. What about you? Even if you break 7, I'm afraid you're just a beginner now. Do you think you're stronger than me, Brat? On the day of the great battle of the 3 realms, I'll definitely be the main character. You, Fong Ping, have the right to participate and say this. Wan snorted, full of dissatisfaction. No one has ever complained that I'm messy. Since the rise of the chaotic era, he had never lost to anyone. This time, it was just that his cultivation was faster than his. Was it his own ability? Unlike me, I'm messed up. That's my own ability. Fong Ping laughed. Beside him, the cat chuckled. Fong Ping was stunned. The cat was stunned too. Fong Ping lowered his head to look at the cat. The cat looked up at Fong Ping with an innocent expression. Why are you copying me? Wasn't this what Fong Ping had said? Song Mao had been the one to complain first. Fong Ping's face darkened. This cat seemed to be very active recently. Can you copy me? Complaining first? Have some shame. Fong Ping was too lazy to talk to it. He smiled and said, let's go to the next level. As he said that, Fong Ping punched the void. A figure quickly soared into the sky, roaring, King Human, I'm invincible. Fong Ping said mildly, Sea Guardian? There's only one Sea Guardian in the 3 realms. The Monster Emperor has abdicated. The position of Sea Guardian should be reserved for Li Wuji. You, what makes you qualified to be the Sea Guardian? Next to Fong Ping, the true god of the divine sect was terrified. He wanted to leave, but Fong Ping crushed him to death with a finger. 7 luminaries emperor and the true god of Medicine God Island were also terrified. 7 luminaries emperor hurriedly walked behind Celestial Polarity. Celestial Polarity looked at him and glared at him. This kind of subordinate, who only knew to seek protection from his master in the face of danger, was not a good person. He had decided he would chase these guys out of West Palace later. Fong Ping casually crushed that true god to death. With one hand covering the sky, his big hand covered the entire returnance hall. At this moment, above his palm, a gray force erupted. Wan's gaze froze. Force. He knew this force. Fong Ping had used it last time. This time, it was not as much as last time, but it was much more stable than last time. Extremely stable. In other words, Fong Ping had mastered a part of the use of force. Not only that, Fong Ping's control of force was so high that it was scary. Wan was also stunned. How did this guy do it? Even if he was strong, he was still young. Without the accumulation of time, how did he manage to increase his force while increasing his control? This was not right. This place has a lot of benefits. Wan licked his lips. This place really had a lot of benefits. Before this, Fong Ping should not have been so strong. At this moment, he had already felt that Fong Ping had reached the level of broken 7. The void here could not be broken into many heavens. Naturally, the weak could not tell, but he was at the peak of Broken 7, so he could still tell. Fang Ping's explosive force had reached the level of Broken 7, and it was not at the beginner level. This speed of improvement was a little terrifying. Just as Luan was thinking about this, in the distance, Haiyu was fleeing frantically, trying to avoid the giant hand that covered the sky. He roared, "Fang Ping, you're the Broken 7 Heavenly King. Do you want to make life difficult for me? I'm only a saint, not even a heavenly king." At this moment, there was no longer any difference in age. He was a weakling. He admitted that he was weak. Fang Ping had reached the level of Broken 7. With such strength, he was definitely not a match for him. If this place was a little bigger, he would still think of a way to escape. However, this sealed space was only the size of Guiyuan Hall. In such a small place, how could he avoid the pursuit of a Broken 7 Heavenly King? Chaotic Heavenly King, Haiyu had already felt the danger coming from behind. He screamed shrilly, "There's a secret on the king, a top secret. He's improving too fast. The Heavenly King here is the strongest. If we kill him, we'll definitely gain a lot. This is a rare opportunity. If the Heavenly King gets this opportunity, Broken 8 and 9 won't even be a dream." Haiyu had no other way. He could only try his best to bewitch Luan. Only by attacking Luan could he be saved. As for Celestial Pole, he had never counted on it. Luan chuckled and glanced at Fang Ping. Fang Ping looked back at him. Fang Ping would never entrust his life and safety to other people's pity. At this moment, his smile was extremely bright, and the force in his body erupted even more. Just now, his mentality and vitality force had reached a balance. If he forcefully converted them, he could also convert his strength into force. Fang Ping grinned. "Luan, do you want to try?" Luan carried his great sword and chuckled. "Try? Do you really think you can intimidate me? But who do you think I am? Why would I be ordered around by a trash saint?" Luan's face was full of disdain. As soon as he said that, beside him, Shui Li's expression stiffened. This was too much of a blow. Trash saint. This was like killing a group of people with one strike. At the side, Celestial Pole looked up at the sky. He did not speak. If he did, it would be the trash, Broken 6 Heavenly King later. There were a few madmen in the 3 realms. When he surpassed that level, everyone else was trash. For example, Luan and Fang Ping. Even the saints were trash. He, a Broken 60% trash, was not far away. At this moment, Celestial Pole was thinking about a question. After a long time, he suddenly sent a voice transmission to 7 luminaries Emperor. 7 luminaries. When I appeared in the 3 realms as a heavenly king, did I ever enjoy the power of a heavenly king? He was doubting his life. Was he really a heavenly king? Even in ancient times, if a heavenly king appeared in the 3 realms, he would be an absolute overlord. Why did he not have a sense of existence this time? 7 luminaries Emperor felt some sympathy. No, really no. Although you are a heavenly king, the 3 realms have almost forgotten that there is such a heavenly king like you. Those who broke 8 and 7 still have a sense of existence. Those who broke 6, even Tianji has a sense of existence more than you. The 2 kings' names are much bigger than you, Celestial Pole. Celestial Pole was just asking. He quickly comforted himself. It was better if he did not have a sense of existence. Not bad. He was harmless. And he was also a heavenly king. It was safer. Look, no one said they wanted to kill Celestial Pole. It was not easy to be a human. Which other heavenly king did not have a big enemy, or something? Celestial Pole comforted himself for a while. He was in a good mood. If he kept this up, no one would care when he broke 8. That would be success. Chapter 1304. Global High Martial Arts has 2 updates today. The second update will be later. Let's talk about the next update. Please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 13:05. Rumble. A loud noise was heard. Fong Ping's palm landed, and Haiyu's back exploded immediately. He howled in pain. The force was destroying everything about him. Fong Ping, on the other hand, clenched his hand and captured him, saying mildly, "The catacombs is not a good place. Leaving the mountain is fine. Of all the choices, you chose the catacombs. This is the enemy of humanity. I'll send you on your way. Since I'm here, it's not my style to not stain my hands with blood." Bang! A loud noise resounded throughout the returnants' hall. Even Shui shuddered slightly. A saint, a top-notch saint, was crushed by Fong Ping. "Fong Ping, you will die a horrible death." Haiyu had not been completely obliterated. This top-notch saint's voice was full of resentment. "You will die. Do you think you can escape from everything? Do you think you can break destiny? It's impossible. You're just someone else's pawn. Your human race is in the game. I'll wait for you," Fong Ping said mildly, then continue to wait. "Even if I'm a pawn, I'm still an invincible powerhouse's pawn. My status should be higher than yours. You don't have to worry about my life and death." Rumble. A loud noise was heard. Fong Ping clenched his fist. The gray force obliterated the last trace of Haiyu's existence. Fong Ping smiled. A saint was dead. Not bad. There were only 3 saints left in the catacombs. The governor was at the Beast Emperor stage. He would see if he could kill him the next time he met him. If he killed him, it would be a gain. True gods and emperors could be kept as practice. Saints, especially those who could break through to Heavenly King at any time, were unnecessary. Haiyu, a top-notch saint, died just like that. The Beast Emperor stage. In Tianji's storage ring, a jade pendant shattered. Tianji's gaze changed slightly. He sighed. Haiyu was dead. As Heavenly Kings, the higher-ups of the Heavenly Court had the life jade pendants of all powerhouses above True God. Haiyu had perished not long after they entered the Void World. This place was getting more and more dangerous. The Earthly Emperor stage. Hongyu's body trembled slightly. He opened his eyes and sighed. Dead again. They rebuilt the celestial heavens with great ambition, but who would have thought that they would fail and meet setbacks along the way, dying one after another? At their peak, there were more than 10 Saint Realm experts. Now, they were almost all dead. Hongyu laughed at himself. Was he still going to fail? He had established the Earthly Emperor God dynasty 6,000 years ago and thought he could achieve his goal. But now, it seemed that he really lacked the ability. Looking at the Emperor of Earth's clone, Hongyu said softly, "Emperor Father, I'm useless. I've looked down on Big Brother since I was young. I feel that other than causing trouble and being arrogant, there's nothing good about him. But now I have some thoughts. Big Brother might be more suitable to be the overlord than me." Hongyu's face was filled with bitterness. Failure after failure was a huge blow to him. Battle, Heavenly Emperor. Li Zhu also shook his head. Dead again. Over the past few days, they had suffered terrible losses. Fong Ping? Li Zhu thought of Fong Ping. He might not even be able to break through 6 Heavenly Kings in the sea region. He had a higher chance of breaking through 7. There were only so many who had broken 7. If he was here, Hong Yu would probably be here as well. Who would kill a saint of the Heavenly Court for no reason? Wouldn't that be looking for trouble for themselves? Even if Chaos was here, he might not be so ruthless. Although Chaos was not afraid of them, Haiyu was not stupid either. If he was more respectful to Chaos and did not snatch his opportunities, Chaos would probably not attack a saint. no matter how he thought about it. Only Fong Ping would be so ruthless. Fong Ping. Li Zhu sighed. As expected, he had entered. He did not know how many stages Fong Ping had passed. Li Zhu did not care about this anymore. He continued reading. Battle Heavenly Emperor's territory was a treasure land. This time, he wanted to break through 8. Not only did he want to break through 8, but he also wanted to quickly master his strength and become a powerhouse among those who had broken through 8. He wanted to complete the unification as soon as possible. Only then would he be qualified to participate in everything in the future. This place was a treasure land to Fong Ping. It was the same for them too. Fong Ping, the more outstanding you are now, the easier it is for you to be targeted. Are you ready? Li Zhu laughed. If it were not for Fong Ping, in this era, many people would become monsters in the eyes of others. Him too. He had broken through 7. How long had he been cultivating? Tengu, King Kuan, Hongyu, these powerhouses who had broken through 8 were all eyesores. However, the Fong Ping of today was attracting everyone's attention, including the emperor. That monster had been active at the forefront since he started cultivating. He was invincible. In just a little more than 3 years, he might have broken through 7 now. This kind of person covered up everyone's abnormalities, including powerhouses like the subduing Heavenly King who were about to break through 3 gates. Not many people had that sense of extreme vigilance at this moment. The subduing Heavenly King might not be as fast as Fong Ping when he broke through 3 gates. At least, that was the case for now. One by one, the powerhouses were thinking about their own matters and Fong Ping's matters. Fong Ping's rise was getting faster and faster. However, many powerhouses also felt that this might be Fong Ping's final glory. Being too outstanding might not be a good thing. Moreover, there were many abnormalities in Fong Ping's rapid rise. He was talented and dared to fight and fight, but there were still too many suspicious points and abnormalities in his actions. They were all powerhouses, not fools. Fong Ping might be someone's chess piece. This chess piece was too powerful. In the end, it might be harvested. It all depended on who would harvest it. When would it be harvested? If he was a chess piece of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors, then when Fong Ping reached 8 ranks, he might be harvested. The Fong Ping now felt that it was not too far away. They were thinking. At this moment, Fong Ping directly stepped through the returnance hall and entered the next stage. In the void passageway, Fong Ping no longer closed his eyes. Instead, he opened them, hands behind his back. On his shoulder, the cat was lying on its stomach, looking around. Fong Ping suddenly laughed. Big cat, when the day comes that I break through 8 ranks, something might happen to me. The cat looked at him, puzzled. Fong Ping laughed. Of course, it's not for sure. Breaking 8 might not be too much of a threat, but when it comes to breaking 9, I might die. Meow. The cat meowed, its tail slapping Fong Ping. Fong Ping laughed. I'm not afraid. Fong Ping, live an exciting life. I'm not afraid of all these, but I'm afraid of something now. Meow. Fong Ping tilted his head and looked at it. After a while, he said slowly, I'm afraid that you and I are both a chess piece. The cat was puzzled. I'm not, idiot. Fong Ping laughed. Do you really think I'm not? Do you really think that it's a coincidence that you're here? Stupid cat, be careful. Of course, I might be the bait. And you're the reaper. These few days, I've actually been thinking about a problem. You and I have too many similarities, including the origin, including the Tao, including the force, including the golden body. Fong Ping sighed. I might be your cat's food. There shouldn't be anyone here who can monitor us. Listen to me. Maybe someone wants me to be your food to help you break through 9 ranks or even stronger. but your origin is still flawed. I'm worried that there will be problems in the end. The cat said miserably, but I don't want to eat you. I didn't prepare to let you eat me. Fang Ping rolled his eyes. I'm telling you all this to tell you. Remember, if I'm not dead, then don't kill anyone. If I'm dead, whether you want to kill someone or whatever, I can't control it. But even if you want to kill someone, it's best not to kill humans. Fang Ping looked at the cat and sighed. The flaw in your origin might not be a real flaw. Someone might have tampered with your origin. Big Cat, if there's really an unforeseen event one day, would you be willing to self-destruct your origin? The cat looked at him, not saying a word. Fang Ping smiled and did not speak again. At this moment, the cat asked curiously, will I die if I self-destruct my origin? If I don't die, will I still be able to eat and drink well without my memories? Can I sleep every day? Who knows? Fang Ping grinned. We'll see when the time comes. If someone is plotting against us, we might be able to fight back. In short, put in more effort. Once your origin has expanded to 1,000 meters, don't expand anymore. Train your corporeal body more. Let your corporeal body quickly enter the jade bone stage, then forge the force, Fang Ping instructed the cat. The cat's tail wagged, unsure if it listened to him. Ever since this cat followed Fang Ping, it had actually changed a lot of things. Fang Ping also wanted the cat to live a carefree life. Some things could not be said, saying it would only add to the cat's worries, but in the end, Fang Ping still said some things. It was better to know than not to know. The cat was not a weakling. It was also a top-notch powerhouse. Right now, Fang Ping did not know if the cat's origin had transformed, but he did not ask about it. If it had transformed, this cat might be on par with Fang Ping's combat strength now. When its force transformed, it would still be on par with Fang Ping's combat strength after the transformation. The cat was only a step away. Its foundation was much deeper than Fang Ping's. After talking to the cat for a while, time and space changed. This time, it was not as safe as the previous few times. As soon as Fang Ping appeared, he felt a strong force coming at him. Fang Ping did not make a sound and punched. Boom! A loud explosion sounded. Fang Ping took a few steps back. The person who attacked him also took a few steps back. Fang Ping! King Qian! Fang Ping snorted. King Qian frowned and said coldly, "What a king of man! Last time, it was just broken 6. In just a few days, it's already broken 7. He was shocked. How many days had it been? He was also a powerhouse who had broken 7, and he was at peak. He was slightly weaker than Wan, but it did not mean he was weaker. His vitality was close to 20 million calories. Even if it was not 20 million, he still had 17 million calories. Although Fang Ping appeared suddenly, and he did not use his full strength, he still took a few steps back after one blow. It was terrifying. Fang Ping's strength was not weaker than a powerhouse who had more than 12 million calories. This guy was too scary. In the next second, King Qian frowned and looked at the cat on his shoulder. His expression changed again and again. He seemed to know how Fang Ping came in. Damn it! He had let a wolf into the house. Yo Meng? King Qian gritted his teeth. Damn it, it was this guy. He had brought him here. Thinking of this, King Qian was angry and afraid. He could not trust strangers anymore. Fang Ping, this bastard, pretending to be people everywhere. Fang Ping laughed. King Qian, I'm also a member of the divine sect. It's not appropriate for you to attack your own people, right? I met King Kuan just now. King Kuan and I had a good chat. I even left him some benefits. How could you treat me like this? Humph! King Qian snorted coldly. Whoever believed Fang Ping was an idiot. Fang Ping did not care. He glanced around and raised his eyebrows slightly. This seemed to be a courtyard in the countryside. He did not know which emperor's territory it was. King Qian was not the only one here. There were many people here. Fang Ping also saw Lu Shan from the North Emperor and Yin Fei from the South Emperor. At this moment, these two heavenly kings were also looking at Fang Ping cautiously. King Qian was alone. The two heavenly kings opposite him seemed to be in cahoots. Fang Ping glanced quickly and caught a glimpse of some injuries on Yin Fei's body. He was slightly surprised. A battle had just happened here. King Qian had fought with them? Fang Ping quickly came to a conclusion. King Qian had just fought with the two heavenly kings opposite him. On the ground, there were a few corpses. Fang Ping also recognized them. Some were from the catacombs, some from the Medicine God Island, and some from the divine sect. If that was the case, there had been a large-scale battle between the two sides. Earlier, Fang Ping had broken through the 4 obstacles: Beast Emperor, Heavenly Battle Emperor, Emperor West, and Emperor Nan. A while had passed. It seemed like the battle here was about to end. There were only 3 heavenly kings left. If he did not come, the two sides might continue to fight. As soon as Fang Ping arrived, Yin Fei's eyes turned, and he said quickly, "Human King, why don't we join forces and kill King Qian together?" Lu Shan also said, "Human King, the divine sect, and the humans are enemies. What if we join forces and kill King Qian?" King Qian snorted coldly and said coldly, "Fang Ping, looks like you've broken through the obstacles too. Lu Shan, and I have been here all along. Yin Fei has just arrived. He has also broken through the obstacles. You and I broke through the obstacles based on our own abilities. What did Yin Fei do to deserve to break through the obstacles? Why don't we join forces and kill Yin Fei? Let's see if we can gain anything." Yin Fei said hurriedly, "Human King, the Water God Island, and the humans are allies. I'm the first seed of Emperor Nan and also the eldest senior brother of the Water God Island. You and I are one. King Qian has a chance to break through 8 obstacles. If we don't kill him now, once he breaks through 8 obstacles, the humans will be in danger." The two heavenly kings who had broken through 6 obstacles were not newcomers. It was no wonder that they could resist King Qian. In addition to Fang Ping, who had broken through 7 obstacles, although King Qian was strong, there was still a chance that he could kill King Qian. At this moment, Yin Fei and Lu Shan were extremely worried. The strongest person here was King Qian, followed by Fang Ping, and then them. Fang Ping's arrival made the situation full of surprises. If Fang Ping and King Qian joined forces, both of them would be in trouble. Similarly, among the 3 parties, if any 2 of them worked together, the third party would be in danger. Fang Ping glanced at the 3 of them and frowned slightly. He said lightly, "Fighting and killing is not my style. If there's anything, we can talk it out. Why kill people so easily? Do you people only have killing in your minds?" The 3 of them were stunned. This was Fang Ping? What a joke! Human King Fang Ping was not called Human King outside, but Human Devil. Human Devil Fang Ping. This fellow actually scolded them and said that they only knew how to fight and kill. Could he have a better idea? The corner of King Qian's mouth also twitched. Fang Ping, this bastard, was really shameless. Fang Ping did not care about this. He looked around and looked at King Qian with a smile. "Old Qian, lend me the Heavenly King seal for a while. I'll see if I can break through and bring you along." King Qian's expression was very pleasant. "You just came and don't know anything. It's fine if you want to break through, but you want to borrow the Heavenly King seal. Don't you have it yourself?" However, at this moment, King Qian was still a little vigilant. He had the Heavenly King seal, and Fang Ping was collecting the Heavenly King seal. One could imagine that Fong Ping definitely did not have any good intentions toward him. Fong Ping saw the solemn look in his eyes and said with a smile, "What? I'm not planning to kill anyone. To be honest, although you've broken through Peak 7, you might not be able to do anything. You might not be able to defeat me, for sure." Fong Ping chuckled. "I'll take the Heavenly King seal with me sooner or later. Lend it to me now. Actually, I can still exchange some things for it." Fong Ping glanced at Yin Fei and Lu Shan and said with a smile, "I forgot to ask, how many rounds have you guys broken through now?" Lu Shan glanced at King Qian from the corner of his eyes and said in a low voice, "Sorry for the embarrassment, King Human. We've been staying in this round." Yin Fei also said in a low voice, "We were lucky to pass this round." "Who's—" "The annihilating emperor. What's the test?" Yin Fei suddenly stopped talking. To them, how to pass the round was a secret. Only by passing the round could they get more benefits. Trapping the others in a certain round was also the consensus of everyone. King Qian had a conflict with him previously because of this. Of course, it was not just this. After all, he had not passed this round. The main reason was that Yin Fei and Lu Shan seemed to have a way to pass this round, but they secretly discussed it and wanted to get rid of him. That was why the fight broke out. Otherwise, he and Lu Shan would not have had such a violent conflict here previously. Fong Ping did not care. He said with a smile, "Passing one round is like a treasure. I've passed 4 rounds, so I don't care too much. Why don't we change the passing technique for another round? Forget it. You people are too slow. Maybe your method is not as good as mine." As soon as he said that, the few of them were shocked. Was it true? How long had it been? Even according to the time here, they had only been here for 2 days. Fong Ping had passed 4 rounds in 2 days. Now, a portion of the talented powerhouses had passed 1 round and entered the 2nd round. Most of them were still stuck in the 1st round. If it was that easy, this place would have no secrets a long time ago. Passing the round would be very difficult. In the past, the Devil Emperor came here and spent 100 years to pass some rounds. Until this year, War King had not even passed 1 round. The Tao Tree had been here for many years. Heavenly King Yi said that Ji Yunlai had passed 3 rounds and spent countless years here. In the end, he was defeated at the 4th round and could not pass no matter what. In 2 days, Fong Ping said that he had passed 4 rounds. It was a little unbelievable. King Qian frowned and glanced at Fong Ping. He actually believed it. Fong Ping's ability had improved too quickly. Could it be related to passing the rounds? Thinking of this, King Qian said in a low voice, "You really met Hong Kuan?" "Of course." Fong Ping chuckled. "At Emperor West's round. However, I was about to leave at that time. The one who came in should be Hong Kuan. King Kuan even greeted me and said that he had met King Qian and that we should communicate more. After all, the last time we worked together to kill the emperor, our relationship has improved. Look at me. This time, I pretended to be Niu Meng and entered the divine sect. Actually, I told King Kuan about it. We worked together and secretly helped the divine sect. Originally, I was going to kill Hong Yu," Fong Ping said, and laughed. "However, I can't be bothered to get involved in their business. Moreover, I'm not a match for Broken 8. King Qian wanted to curse. Who were you kidding? King Kuan would work with you to kill Hong Yu? Are you awake? King Kuan did not want to kill Hong Yu. Even if he wanted to work with Hong Yu, he would never work with Fong Ping. This fellow was ruthless. Although he was young, he was extremely ruthless. He had caused the divine sect to suffer great losses several times. Why would King Kuan work with him? Especially when Fong Ping ruined King Kuan's plan. His plan to devour heavenly wood with his clone had failed. King Kuan was holding back his anger. If it was not for Fong Ping's interference, he might have broken through 2 gates by now after devouring heavenly wood. Fong Ping's words were one of disbelief. King Qian could not be bothered to talk nonsense with him. He stared at Fong Ping and glanced at Lu Shan and the other man from the corner of his eyes. If he could not work with Fong Ping, he might be able to work with these two to kill Fong Ping. Moreover, it had to be simpler. Among the 3 heavenly kings, he had broken through Peak 7. The other 2 had not just broken through Peak 6. If they worked together, they were confident that they could kill Fong Ping. As for himself, he did not dare to act rashly. He was stronger than Fong Ping. However, if Fong Ping went all out and injured him, there were still 2 heavenly kings here. It would be troublesome if they took advantage of the situation. The 3 parties held each other back. No one continued to attack. Seeing this, Fong Ping laughed. He lamented, "If I were you guys, I would definitely work together to kill me. I'm a big problem. You guys worry too much." The 3 of them were stunned. Was this kid pretending to be stupid? Was he confident? Or was he purposely provoking them and not wanting them to work together? Fong Ping laughed. "Don't think too much. I'm just saying, if you really work together, I'll be in trouble. Although I can unleash the power of breaking through Peak 8 at critical moments, the price I have to pay is not small. Don't force me." As he spoke, a gray force appeared in Fong Ping's hand. Fong Ping laughed. "It's just forcefully converting force. Everyone should have seen it before. I don't have much confidence. If I really forcefully convert, I'll be at a disadvantage too. It's very troublesome. So, it's better not to fight. Everyone, focus on breaking through. I'm just afraid that you guys will take things too hard and force me to attack you guys. That's why I'm warning you in advance." Their expressions turned solemn instantly. Fong Ping's display of force reminded them of this immediately. They had almost forgotten about it previously. Right now, Fong Ping's display of force was much easier than last time. Last time, Fong Ping was not like this. The last time he displayed force, it was when 2 clones collided with each other. That was how force was formed. King Qian's expression turned solemn instantly. This was troublesome. Now that the 3 of them were here, it was still fine. If he encountered Fong Ping alone, if this fellow really completely converted into force, could he match Fong Ping? No wonder Fong Ping was full of confidence. If he really broke through Peak 8 after conversion, then there would not be many people in the 3 realms who feared Fong Ping. Other than the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, among those who broke through Peak 8, there were only a few top-notch powerhouses like the suppressing heavenly king Tianqin and the god creation envoy who had the confidence to kill another Peak 8. King Qian's heart was heavy. Fong Ping was really becoming more and more terrifying. Right under his nose, he was terrifyingly powerful. Fong Ping did not care what he thought. He continued to laugh. "I won't snatch the heavenly king's seal. You can keep it for yourself. If you feel that you're not afraid of death, then continue to stay. I'll see if you think it's worth it to be stared at by me all the time for a weapon. Let's not talk about this. I'm too lazy to kill people and snatch their treasures now. Tell me, whose level is this?" As soon as he said this, before everyone could speak, the cat said lazily, "It's from the human royal family." Isn't this the human royal family's vegetable garden? I even came here to pick up cabbages in the past. The corner of King Qian's mouth twitched. You really picked it up. Yin Fei and Lu Shan were also ancient powerhouses. Naturally, they knew the inside story. They were speechless. You picked it up? Do you believe it yourself? No, this cat really believed it. It was forgetful. After lying for a while, it forgot the truth and only remembered the lie. The 3 of them were speechless. Fong Ping, on the other hand, asked curiously Isn't learning the emperor technique enough for the stage? It should be very simple. Why are you guys trapped here? The few of them were mentally exhausted. Simple, learning cultivation techniques was the most difficult. Fang Ping himself learned the vitality augmentation technique. That was also a technique, not a technique. As for Heavenly Emperor Zhan's battle technique, it was just a technique, not a technique. Didn't they see that Warlord and the others were still trapped there? How could the Emperor's test be so simple? Fang Ping, however, did not think much of it. He looked around and asked curiously, Emperor? No, where's Emperor Slayer? Isn't he here? Come out and teach me the cultivation techniques. King Qian exhaled. He's not here. The human emperor isn't here. He hasn't appeared all along. Even the cultivation techniques haven't appeared. That's why we're trapped. Fang Ping frowned instantly. Not here? Could it be that he could only appear after killing people like the Beast Emperor? Did these people consider this when they killed the others? That was why they killed the weaklings. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.